You know, before YouTube fucked it all up, I had the greatest job in the world, opening for Hypnocast every night.
But then we got the call, and YouTube hammered us for Moxie's tits.
So now I'm jobless and broke with nowhere to go.
Your phone ringing.
Oh,
Your
the phone is
ringing.
ringing.
Big boy, come pick up your phone. How you know pick up your phone?
Hello, this is the Gopher. Who is it?
Hello, Gopher. The time is now. Hypnocast Season 3 is here, and we want you back.
Holy shit, boys, we are back in business.
That son of a bitch is gonna scream any minute now. Let the show begin.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Probably all agree you can't cut 12-year-old Timmy's cock off.
Yeah. I like how you said cut for like half a second.
Yeah. Well, yeah, cut and cock, and it came out cuck, and yeah, that's. Whoops! Oh fuck! Oh no! Mistakes were made.
He's been waiting in the shadows patiently.
I just smashed JT the fuck out of this.
Your face is turning red.
Yeah, because I know that the next SNH I'm gonna be fucked.
Oh yeah.
But at least
with a horse cock.
That's an unknown part of the map, so I didn't see it yet. Could I survive if I jump? Nope. Nope. Nope.
America, the greatest country in the world?
Absolutely not.
If you were offered a one-way ticket to leave the country, never come back, but it's all expenses paid, would you accept that offer?
I don't think that I would leave. I wouldn't leave either.
Wow. Oh, I just took it. I did that. I took it with me. Oh shit.
Yo.
It's always the black people holding everybody else down.
Time out. All right. You know what? Yeah. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. Tired of this shit. This communist ass game, whatever. This doesn't want
Somebody
me to
else got it. You didn't get in.
Yeah, it's just a lot of racism today. All right, y'all have fun. I'll just continue to watch and cope and see.
Sounds good.
Hey, look at this motherfucker pretending he's gonna watch. He's gonna watch more Stranger Things.
Yeah, you know he's gonna watch Stranger Things all day. Either that or like some game or something.
Doesn't mean I don't have my phone next to me. You know?
Watching porn.
That's tomorrow. Okay, bye.
MILF Hunters Part 14.
Now, Hypno, I could have hit you with a shuriken. I opted not to because I'm a good friend.
That's fucked up, you liar. You're a liar. You're an absolute liar. You're a liar. I knew it. Never trust white people.
Thank you, and I would have done it. You could have said thank you, and said like, yeah,
Because I knew you were gonna do it.
Oh my god, it's a red boy hyper banger.
You got cock blocked. You got cock blocked. Welcome everybody to another episode of Hypnocast. That's right, we are live, boys. I don't know why it was muted. That's the weirdest thing. I don't know why it was muted. But welcome everybody to another episode of Hypnocast. Guys, we got a lot we got to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen. I tried to tell you I was lagging, I was having technical issues, and people were like, oh my god, late and gay. It's so late and gay. This is the gayest and the latest. Whatever. Anyway, shout out to you guys. Welcome to another episode of Hypnocast. We are live, boys. We are live. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before we do that, you got to bring it in close, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the chat and hope it's not gay. Here we go. Hey, listen, everybody touch Mr. Melancholy right now. Everybody jump Mr. Melancholy right now. I'm tired. I am tired of this man denying the hugs. It's ridiculous. I'm tired of it. Look at this. I was having lag issues. LOL, okay, DSP, whatever you say. All right, ban this man. Ban this man for 10 minutes. Ban him for 10 minutes. It's okay. He's going to think about what he's saying. You sounded like tentacle issues. What? Listen, everybody hug Mr. Melancholy and go hug Sonia. Go hug Sonia as well. and listen very closely. If you are watching on YouTube, like the stream. Like it. Now, if you are watching on Rumble, like the stream. If you are watching on Twitter, like the post. And if you are watching anywhere else right now, you too will make stupid DSP comments. So like the stream. Don't let it happen to you. Can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, titty check, balls check. What are we checking? What are we checking today, guys? We got some craziness happening over at the Sony side of things that we're going to talk about today. I honestly, I'm not going to say that I can't believe it because I can, because it's Sony and they're stupid. But there is a part of me that's like, are you really doing this? And apparently they are. Apparently they are. So we're going to talk about it because it's interesting. Also, the Modern Audience Lesbian Night game or whatever. That game, the demo came out for that game, and the Modern Audience has absolutely shown up for that demo. They have completely felted the chuds, and they have proven that they are bigger than any community out there by far. But no, we got a lot we got to talk about, man. What else are we talking about today? Bloodborne PC canceled. It was never going to be a thing. The Siege of Cyberstan was a failure, check. Grilled chicken with rice, check. Hypnotic is turning into Smash JT, check. No, because if I was Smash, then I wouldn't have been able to fix the problem. Kata with a question mark, check. Mike, check. Former Prince, checked and booked. Empanadas with chicken fried rice, check. Xbox, check. Hypno JT is a boomer, check. Medication changes suck, check. Got my chicken tenders, check. Vet gamers, check. Pirate survival game, check. Half-Life 3 before Bloodborne 2, check. Check if there's lesbian nights, check. Paycheck. Angry lesbian bowl cut, check. I thought Bluepoint was going to make it, check. LOL, check. First time Hypno muted himself, check. Make some new AI clips, check. Heart, check. That's a lot of checks, guys. All right, man, listen, our ESG scores are at their maximum. We're fully funded. Like the stream. Let's go. Let's go. Now. All right, boys, let's do the Bigot Army roll call. Let's see who is in this chat right now. Aside from all you people that were saying late and gay and then have the audacity to complain about quality. All the people who are making DSP comments and then have the audacity to bring that man's name up here. And everybody else hanging out with us today. Who's going to be here, man? Who's here right now? We got Sonia. Look at Sonia. Shout out to Sonia. She who does not like to be hugged during the hug, and we do it anyway. We got Dylan B. We got Lord Bowser. We got Weenie for Sweetie. We got Denarier over on Rumble. What's going on, bro? We got Dragon Knight over on Rumble. We got PS5 Gamer. We got Midnight Mike. We got Darth Dimos. We got 17 Crash. We got Raza. We got a Kickin' Danitz. We got Sir Spamalot. What's going on, dude? We got Luck E-Boy. We got Brunner War Savage. Amontes Observatory. What's going on, man? We got The Voice in the Water. We got Vice Admiral Deku of Mars. What's going on, dude? 2K GameCuber. We got Sleeping Nova. The King Joker. Monkey Man 04. We got Frenchie 07. We got Limitless Andre. What's going on, man? We got Magni 32. Dade 404. Guy Caramon. What's going on, man? We got Fractal Mage. We got Peaches and Cream. What's going on, Peaches? We got Odin Dark. We got Old Man Cad. Demon Carol. Romanizer 24. Faye Summer. We got Panther. What's going on? Panther questioning his entire existence. He's unsure. He's unsure. We got Jumbie 9. We got Gunnar Damas. We got Lord Bowser II. Tanya Raven. We got Oliver Adam. What's going on, man? We got Matthew Watson. Mr. Melancholy. We got Singles and Bits. What's going on, dude? We got Grimlock. Darkwind 25. Ron DFK. Everybody look at the hat. look at the hat. We got Nick Havoc. We got Dark Lord 7904. What's going on, man? Commander Sonok and Beautiful Zexel. We got Gray the Merchant over on Rumble. Radoka, Jason Alathor. We got Phil Espa, Too Cool Curry, Full Metal 921. All right, 4 more people, boys. 4 more people that we got to get on with the show, man. Like the stream. 4 more people. Who do we got? Sleeping Nova. What's going on, man? Great Soul over on Rumble. What's going on, dude? King Demon Wing, the absolute legend. Everybody spam King Demon Wing emojis in the chat. We got Cushion Sap. What's going on, man? We got Dead Eyes Lock over on Rumble. What's going on? And last but not least, we got Vet Gamer Bocephus. We got Life Arid over on Rumble. Air Razor X over on Rumble. Arsh's Nye over on Rumble. We got Crash Collins over on Rumble. We got EDJBX. I don't know how to say that. We're just going to call you Jay. What's up? And we got the DA is in here, man. Holy shit, guys. We have legends in the chat. We have legends in the chat. The DA is here, guys. Everybody be on your best behavior. Don't be a bigot. Don't be a bigot. Hey, shout out to the DA, man. Appreciate you. And Secret Final Boss. We got Matthew with the Hero Priest. And we got Tiger King asking whether or not Ron DFK is Atreus or not. I guess it has to be the hat. And then we got K's Fox, Christopher Lloyd, Mystic Troll on Rumble, Screw Your Feelings, and Lady J says I slapped the like button. I appreciate that. All right, guys, listen, our ESG scores are at their maximum. We're fully funded. Like the stream, boys. Come on, man. That's the Bigot Army roll call. Who's getting the money shot today? Listen, it's a beautiful, beautiful Thursday. We're about to get into the final day of the week before the weekend. We are fully maxed out, which means we have to sacrifice somebody. Who is getting the full facial money shot? Final call out today. Who is it going to be? We got the voice of the water says, no games, urinalists. Yes, honest YouTubers. Inform the person down by 3 that they must drink a gallon of warm walrus milk, kefir, or listen to David Jaffe's podcast until the end of the year. 1, 2, 3. God damn it. Oh my God, no. Oh my God, no.
Holy shit.
Not on the fucking gorilla, bro. Are you seriously on the gorilla? Oh my God, bro. What are we oh my God, what are we doing? This is worse than anything so far. It's worse than food. It's worse than inanimate objects. Why the gorilla, bro? Are you seriously sacrificing a gorilla? Oh my God. Well, congratulations to Matthew and his gorilla friend, I suppose. You are the recipient of the money shot today.
What the?
Nah, you need to repent for that one, Matthew. Matthew needs to go to the Gulag. That's what he needs to go to the Gulag. That's crazy, bro. On a gorilla is insane. All right, boys, listen, we got a lot we got to talk about today. In all seriousness, dicks out for Harambe. Exactly. We got a lot that we got to talk about. One of the main topics today is going to be about Blue Point Games, which is the studio that was behind the glorious Demon Souls remake that most people liked. Some people didn't like because it had some weird changes that were so obviously put in there by Sony. But for the most part, it was a pretty good remake. And apparently they're closing that studio down in the chasing of live service garbage. So they're closing down yet another single player focused studio, all in the name of live service garbage. They're going after single player studios because they want to continue to put out video games like Horizon Hunters Gatherers or some shit, whatever the fuck it's called. It is just really sickening that Sony just refuses to, I don't know, man, see the light. I have no idea. Some of their most successful video games that they've ever sold were their single player franchises, and yet for some reason, they're like, nope, we gotta save money for our live service slot that we're trying to convince everybody is gonna be amazing. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about that. They have officially fired the studio that was behind the Demon's Souls remake. I do not agree with that whatsoever, but we're gonna talk about it because it's important. We're also gonna talk about the lesbian night game. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, 1348X Voto, the demo, has officially released, and the modern audience has proven to us yet again that they are in fact massive. We're talking about a community that is so insanely large that it dwarfs any other community when it comes to player numbers, proving that as long as you continue to make video games for the modern audience, you will be rewarded with plenty and plenty of pennies. Lots and lots of pennies. That's basically what it equates to, pennies. Anyway, but no, we're going to talk about that. So 1348X Voto is going to be on the card today. And we're going to talk about how Xbox is being utilized by its employees to do the thing that every gamer wants them to do. And that's make more video games. What am I talking about? That's silly. No gamer wants a gaming studio to make more video games. We clearly want them to go fight governmental organizations and protests on our behalf. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Xbox employees are demanding Xbox publicly fight ICE because reasons and stuff and stupidity and stuff. That wasn't loud enough. Let's do it again. Hold on. Let's do it again. One for Harambe. Here we go. Yeah, so apparently Xbox employees want Xbox to fight ICE or something like that. So clearly there needs to be more layoffs at Xbox. But we'll find out and we'll cover that story. We're also going to cover some Diablo news. Apparently Diablo 2 Resurrected is doing better than Diablo 4 in terms of player numbers, which proves yet again that the live service elements that they are forcing down people's throats with Diablo 4 was not the path that a lot of, hardcore Diablo-style fans really wanted from their game. So we're going to talk about that, how a 20-some-odd-plus-year-old video game is beating the modern version of itself. I think it's pretty damn funny. We're also going to talk about the God of War Trilogy remake because they have officially confirmed, Santa Monica has officially confirmed that there will be a new fighting system for God of War, the remake. For 1, 2, and 3, the remake, the games that people actually talk about and enjoy for the most part. Apparently, they're going to be remaking the game with a new fighting system. That should be interesting. Hey, did we get rated? Who did we get rated by? Was it Leon? Who did we get rated by? I couldn't see. I don't have the YouTube chat on. So I couldn't see who we got rated by. Who did we get rated by? Wait, what? At least we have Cock of War. That's true. We do have the upcoming Cock of War video game. That is true. Everybody gets to play as a giant cock. It's going to be great. DualShock. We got rated by DualShock. Hey, Dualies. Shout out to Dualies, man. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate that. That's why Leon was in the chat. Because God knows he doesn't watch my content unless he gets rated by somebody else who he actually watches their content. It's amazing. Shout out to the Dualies. I appreciate you bringing people over here, including Leon. He's going to get so mad at that. Anyway, all right, boys. Listen, so we got a lot we got to talk about today. Some other topics, too. We got some World of Warcraft news. Hey, Ubisoft fired 40 more people, boys. And Ubisoft fired 40 more people from the studio that is currently remaking the Splinter Cell remake. So that should be fun. We should talk about that. And we got some High Guard news. We got a lot of cope around High Guard where they're trying to say, no, the game's not dead. We promise. We got more content coming. We're going to talk about that. All right, boys, listen. We need to now do the pre-stream legends. We got to thank the people that went the extra step as we consistently try our very best to hit our goals, ladies and gentlemen. We are currently trying to hit, if we get lucky today, 567 tier 1s in a row and 259 tier 2s in a row. So thank you guys so much. Let's thank the people who are going the extra step. We got Peaches and Cream with a 5, says, I stayed up until 5 a.m. playing Power Washing Simulator 2. And I blame you for it. Pre-like the stream, boys. Yeah, I definitely know that. I definitely know what that feels like. Because Power Washing Simulator 2 is the kind of video game where you would boot that game up expecting nothing from it. And before you know it, you are playing it nonstop and you can't put it down. That's kind of how that game is. So yeah, 100%. Mr. Melancholy with a 2 says 1348 is The Last of Us 2 Abby with a bowl cut in another world. I believe that. I saw some of the gameplay sequences, and I got to tell you, it is... What's the word I'm looking for? Let's just say modern. Yeah, we'll go with modern. It's very modern. We got a Kickin' Danitz gifting 1 membership. Shout out to a Kickin' Danitz. I appreciate that, my man. And then we got King Demon Wing. Everybody spam the King Demon Wing emojis right now in the chat. Boys, we got a crazy one. 5 membership banger. Continuing the membership train. Let's go.
Let's fucking go. It's a membership banger.
And considering that is the first this stream, you already know what that means. Hey, shout out to King Demon Wing, man. Thank you so much for the 5 membership banger. I appreciate that, my man. Starting us off strong, continuing after a Kickin' Danitz. Thank you, man. And then following that right after was the Melodic Method with his own 5 membership banger. Back to back to back.
Let's fucking go. It's a membership banger.
Shout out to Melodic Method. Thank you for that, my man. I appreciate the 5 memberships. And apparently Old Man Cad stole his card back. Somebody needs to take Old Man Cad's card away. He is not allowed to donate. He's not allowed to donate to us, man. He's being a bad boy. The bad boy. You can't be doing that. But I'll thank you anyway. Old Man Cad with his own 5 membership banger.
Let's fucking go. It's a membership banger.
Somebody take his card away. He is unsupervised. He's currently unsupervised. We need to supervise Old Man Cad. He just stole someone else's card. That's possible. That's definitely possible. Guys, make sure to spam the Old Man Cad emojis. Ladies and gentlemen, spam the Old Man Cad emojis. Thank you for the 5 memberships. Odin Dark with a 2 for the Gopher and Moxie's Tatas. Those are all very much, how do I put it? They're very much quality causes. Yeah, we'll just go with that. Quality causes. Yeah. Furious Dan with a 2 says, hey, Hypno, sorry about the charger. Bro, can you believe, man, Furious Dan, he makes these AI anime videos of, like, you know, Initial D-style racing and shit. And out of all the cars to put me in, he puts me in a slow-ass fucking Charger, bro. He puts me in a Dodge Charger, one of the slowest fucking V8s out there. The thing is a goddamn boat, and somehow I'm swinging it around the mountain as if it's a Miata. But he puts me in a Charger. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not black. Why would you put me in a Charger, bro? You put me in the car with 24.99% interest rate. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Save that. You should have put Atreus in the fucking Charger or the Challenger. You know? But it's all good, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, Furious Dan. That video was really cool. That video was cool. Ali Kusanagi with the 1 membership. Thank you, Ali Kusanagi. I appreciate that. And then we got Frag Monkey with 1 membership as well. Shout out to Frag Monkey. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Then we got Odin Dark with a 2 justice for Harambe's money shot. I agree. I think it's insane that we money shot it on a gorilla, but yet here we are. Then we got Lord Bowser with a 5. I'm here with snacks, and because it is a dessert, I will never run out. Or is a desert, I will never run out. Thanks to all the sandwiches here. I have, bro, what?
Holy shit.
What? We got Captain Diz El Jiz. Wait, what? Oh my God, Captain Denzel Jiz. It's Captain Denzel Jiz with a 199. Thank you so much. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm confused. That's Denzel with a Captain Durag mask or something. That's amazing. A Kickin' Danitz with a 2 says Voto demo got 2 times the attendance that Relooted got, which shows how successful Relooted really was. And then last but not least on YouTube, we got Ron DFK with a 2. I'm trophy hunting. In Power Washing 2, it's cathartic. So am I. I'm more than halfway through all the trophies, but dude, I'm up to the roller disco job. Bro, that job fucking sucks, dude. The jobs are getting more and more annoying as time goes. It's just it fucking sucks, bro. It really does. But I'm working through it. All right, that takes care of YouTube. We got Rumble. Denarier with 1 membership. Thank you, Denarier. Appreciate that. And then we got Draconic on Rumble with 1 membership. Thank you. Always holding it down. Then we got Gray the Merchant with $1. Layden Gay. Not as gay as Sony, felting themselves thinking Concord is their Overwatch. Actually, it's even worse. They thought Concord was going to be their Star Wars. Oh, how stupid are you? Oh my God. It's one thing to think you have the next Overwatch. It's another thing to think you have the next Star Wars. I mean, goddamn. Anyway, I want more Japanese executives laying off devoting American executives. Sony America is just super gay now. Yeah, that sounds about right. Gray the Merchant with another $1 says Hypno DSP question mark. That comparison is not as gay as Quarter Pounder's history. Seriously though, been busy, sold more shit for the arrival of Baby Merchant. Love you all. Sony is definitely ultra gay. I would agree with that. Deadeye's Lock with $1. Democrats stealing taxpayers' money faster than IRS can garnish paychecks. Damn. That sounds about accurate. All right, we're fully caught up on Rumble and caught up on YouTube. Shout out to you guys for the amazing pre-stream legends. I appreciate that. And like I said, we are trying to get to 577 tier 1s in a row and 259 tier 2s in a row. So let's do our best to forget the rest. Boys, we're going to get into the content now. And we're going to start off with some fast topics because, well, that's what we're going to do. So we have very, very, very little websites that are running damage control for High Guard anymore. As always, what ends up happening is, people shill for video games like this that are overly generic. And then what ends up happening is after the shillery is over and they realize that it didn't work, right? It didn't convince people to buy the game. They end up usually going quiet. And they just pretend like it's not happening. Well, the gamer, for some reason, is heavily invested in High Guard. I don't know why that is, but they just are. They've been writing more High Guard articles than anybody else, from what I can see. And now we have a glorious article that is trying to convince everybody that High Guard isn't dead after all, and that apparently it's getting more content later this week. Right? So he's trying to tell you that, hey, guys, High Guard wasn't doing well anyway, and fans feared the worst when its website went down, and the concept art was being shared by developers. However, it seems the game is alive, and maybe not well, but just alive. However, it is getting a whole bunch of new content and an update later this week, and looks like the devs aren't giving up on it just yet. I want you to understand something, that when they're out here trying to tell you that High Guard is supposedly getting more content, what I want you to realize is that the content that they're supposedly making for you, this was made before the game even went out. Okay, I said this yesterday, so I'm going to say it again. All they're doing is releasing content that they plan to initially sell to you later down the line, but because they have nobody to sell it to, they're trying to rush the content out there because they know once they rush the content out there, the game is going to get shut down. We genuinely know that, right? We already know that's going to be the case. It happened to a lot of video games like this. This is day one content that they took out the game to resell to you later down the line. And now they're trying to pretend like they're totally making content and update. No, they're not. No, they're not. This is shit that they had planned ahead of time, and they're just going through their pipeline as fast as possible, because the faster they go through their pipeline, the faster they can shut down this game. That's just what it is. But again, the journalists are not going to tell you that. The journalists are going to try to paint the more, toxically positive picture, like Highguard's not dead, guys. No, it's not. It's not dead. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, definitely go check that out if you're a Highguard fan, I suppose. We got Pooh Baby with it too. Protect the lore. Hail the Manga King Part A. What's going on, dude? How are you? Why are you fingering your own booty hole? The emoji is your booty hole and you're fingering it. Why? Why is that happening? That's a little concerning. Thank you for the 2. I appreciate that. Let's get to the next topic. I just wanted to kind of touch on that really quick. Guys, if you are planning on going back to Overwatch, right, because of all the promised changes that they have and all the supposed, like, oh, we're going back to a mixed Overwatch or whatever the case may be. Well, guys, there was a apparent recent picture that was taken with RuPaul's Drag Race winner Jinx Monsoon, whoever the fuck this is. I have no idea who this is. Jinx Monsoon, and of course the gamer had to write about this because they saw this and probably so excited. But RuPaul's Drag Race winner Jinx Monsoon has posed in front of an Overwatch logo, and it sure looks like there's about to be a new hero that's going to be released. Jinx Monsoon, winner of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 5, posted a picture to X of herself in front of the Overwatch logo, simply captioned with the emoji. And then obviously you have that. The official Overwatch social account replied, "We can feel the love coming in from the Monsoon winds," ending its post with the same emoji, a hand gesture that Jinx Monsoon is making in the photo itself. Interesting, guys. Interesting. Let's see how this works out. So people are starting to think that this could potentially be a new hero for Overwatch and something that may or may not have some level of drag to it, or, maybe it's some sort of like trans character. I really don't know, but that's the idea, supposedly. A popular theory is that Jinx Monsoon will play the upcoming Season 3 hero, as they notably have horns in their silhouette. Her use of that emoji in the picture and the caption could be alluding to, as much fans argue, but that the hero is described as him and seems to be Hashimoto gang member, tying into the Japanese themes of Season 3. I'm not convinced that Jinx Monsoon fills the bill as a non-binary trans feminine white actor. What the fuck kind of title is that, bro? Jesus. I am not convinced that Jinx Monsoon fits the bill as a non-binary trans feminine white actor. What the fuck, bro? How are you all those things at one time? I don't get it. How are you all those things at one time? If you're trans, aren't you transitioning from one thing to another? So if you're transitioning, how are you transitioning from one thing to everything? Like, how do you go from, you know what? I don't even care. I don't even fucking care. But that's what's going on with this, guys. So again, if you are thinking about going back to Overwatch and you downloaded it, because I know a lot of you guys recently, I've seen some of your comments. Some of you have said that you re-downloaded the game to try to give it another shot or whatever after all the changes that they have done and apparently what they're planning to do. Perhaps you can play as this character and then, go from there. Go from there. You swear these idiots are just making shit up on the fly? Yeah, I mean, that definitely sounds like it. And then they'll look at you like you're the unintelligent one because you don't have a mile-long fucking identity status report before your name. I don't know. It's just, it starts to get a little bit confusing. All right. Well, that's that for Overwatch. So look forward to that. I'm sure if they do announce a new hero, we will talk about it. But let's talk about this. This is actually very interesting. As a Diablo fan, I kind of want to talk about this. So Diablo 2 Resurrected. You guys know that Diablo 2 Resurrected, or Diablo 2 in general, has been updated. It's a 20-something-year-old game that just recently got updated with a new patch focusing on a new class called the Warlock. And not only that, they also did a bunch of quality of life updates. They added some new challenges, new content, all that stuff to a 20-plus-year-old video game. Now, obviously, we discussed the reasons why this might have been. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I've kind of been vindicated in that a little bit. Because my thing was that I feel that they are focusing on Diablo 2 Resurrected to be that game for the people that don't want to deal with the live service nonsense that's happening in Diablo 4. Everybody knows if you play Diablo 4, it is just literally live service fucking slop now. And even though the game can be fun in some aspects, especially now compared to before, it doesn't matter. You can clearly see the ideological shift in that game compared to previous Diablos. It almost just feels like the PC Ultimate version of Diablo Immortal, even though Diablo Immortal's on PC also. But anyway, apparently the Diablo 2 Resurrected, apparently that game is performing better than Diablo 4. Now, granted, this is only on Steam, and obviously there's a massive player base that's on Battle.net for Blizzard, especially for Diablo. But I still think it's actually pretty funny. Now, if you go to these numbers here and you look at what we got, Diablo 2 Resurrected is currently pulling in a 24-hour peak, 8,374 players, with 6,924 players playing the game right now, right? And if you look at Diablo 4, they're currently at 7,940 players in the 24-hour peak and 5,911 people playing the game right now. So the fact this game also hit a new all-time peak, by the way, when they released the Warlock class at 11,749. So I just find it interesting that this game is actually being played more on Steam than the more modern recent game. Now, granted, it's not by much. It's definitely not by much. But the truth is that this is a fucking 20-something-year-old game that's been, remastered or whatever for modern systems, and people are choosing to play this over the new one. And that's because, in my opinion, I think the people that wanted the more single-player experience from Diablo as a franchise are playing Diablo 2 Resurrected more than playing Diablo 4, at least from a Steam perspective. And I think the numbers will also correlate over to Battle.net as well, in my opinion. People use Battle.net for Diablo 4. Yeah, I know. I said that about 3 minutes ago. And I said that, I think, 5 minutes ago as well. But we'll say it again. Yes, we do know they use Battle.net, but they also use Battle.net for this game as well. So yeah, I do think that this game is performing better, at least from a retention standpoint, compared to Diablo 4. But hey, time will tell. Time will tell. I think it's pretty damn interesting, though. And I'm going to actually start diving back into this game pretty soon. When I'm able to start griftcasting again, I think I'm going to do some griftcasts after dark of this game. Like I had said before, I had told you guys I was thinking about doing that. That's most likely what we're going to end up doing. I want to try out the Warlock class. And people are saying the Warlock class is really fucking overpowered, which I am not surprised. I'm not surprised whatsoever. Anytime they come out with a brand new class, it is almost always overpowered. So is that really shocking? Not really, right? So we'll see how that goes, but I'm excited. I'm definitely excited to check it out and see what we got going on here. It'll be cool to dive into an old game again. Let's X this out. Warlock is supposed to be OP. Yeah, well, apparently he's really OP. Like, very OP. Oh, yes, it is. Playing it right now. Are you actually, Pharaoh, if you don't mind me asking, I mean, I don't know if you're playing with other players, but I feel like you would be running into nothing but other Warlocks. Like, everybody and their mother is going to be playing Warlocks. Hypno, have you been playing Kenna off stream? Yes, I have been. I currently freed Taro. I think his name was Taro. I freed Taro, and I'm currently trying to summon Adira, the lesbian girl, whatever. I did the first 3 trials, and now apparently I have to do another 3 trials. So trying to summon that bitch so I could get the game to progress. All right, let's go. Let's keep going. So let me X out Diablo really quick. God of War. Let's talk about God of War. This should be fun. So God of War is having a remake of the trilogy. And we already know how this is going to go, boys. All right. I just want you guys to be as aware as possible that if any of you, okay, if any of you are looking forward to this trilogy and you think, listen, there's nothing wrong. I'll say it like this. There is nothing wrong with looking forward to this game. If you're excited for it, then have at it. There's nothing wrong with that. However, I just want you to tailor your expectations, because if you are thinking that it's going to be anything like the actual original trilogy, just tailor your expectations, because it's not going to be. This is a pretty big red flag, okay? Because can they come up with something that's better? Maybe. But the truth is that if people are going to play a remake of the original trilogy, there is going to be some level of expectations that are going to be had by people that have played the game before. And if you do not meet those minimum expectations, then you're going to have a problem on your hands. And I think that them announcing that they're going to have a brand new fighting system in a game that has a very specific combat system, I just think that this is going to be highly concerning. I feel as if we are about to witness another Final Fantasy VII remake situation, but not in a way that actually benefits the franchise from a combat perspective. I don't know. I just think that if they take the original 3 remakes and they in the games and they remake them and turn them into the modern God of War, but then they keep the story from the original, but then they obviously censor all the problematic stuff. They're not going. They're not. It's not even going to be. You might as well not even call it a remake, bro. That's basically what I'm trying to say. That's basically what I'm trying. Like you don't even call it a remake at this point, because if you're changing the fighting system of the original 3 games, you might as well not even just don't even call it. Don't even call it God of War, because you're going to turn it into something that is not. Now, I don't know the specifics. Nobody knows the specifics, but apparently, in a video, Christopher Judge appears to have revealed that the God of War trilogy remake will have a new fighting system. To add to that, he also hinted that he will feature in Sony Santa Monica's next game, perhaps another God of War game. The video posted on Streamable appears to be a screen grab video from streamer Fuzz Puzzy's YouTube channel. It's worth noting that the video isn't present on the streamer's channel at the time of writing. Yeah, because he probably got in trouble. The video appears to be some sort of fan expo, where Judge was at a booth meeting fans. When asked about the remake, he said it's not in it, but TC Carson will return as Kratos. It's not a reboot, but they're going to put all new technology in it, add more stuff, a new fighting system, so that would be TC. Apart from that, he also added, and then you'll be hearing about what we're doing probably late summer. While that's a pretty vague statement, it could hint at 2 possible things. The context suggests that Santa Monica has another God of War game in the works, with Judge returning as Kratos, but it could also suggest that he's merely in the studio's next project, whatever it may be. I think Santa Monica kind of relies on God of War, at this point in time. So I would not be surprised if they come out with another one, God of War 3 or whatever. Considering the first game obviously was an original trilogy, I can see them doing it again. But again, guys, speaking specifically just about the remakes, if you're looking forward to this game, that's great. Just tailor your expectations, please, for the love of God. Realize that they are going to be changing all kinds of things. And all those fun moments that made Kratos are probably going to be gone, or at least changed for the modern audience. To some extent, it's going to be changed. All the sex mini games and stuff, that shit is going to be gone, bro. You think I'll tell you right now, I would be so shocked. I would be unbelievably shocked if they actually put those things in the game. I really would. If they did not censor that stuff, I would be so shocked. And I would be the first one to say, wow, I was wrong. But I just don't believe it. I think they are absolutely going to censor the shit out of this game. Because unfortunately, modern day Kratos, or just Kratos in general, is too problematic. Right? He's too problematic. We got Odin Dark with it too. That's not a checkbox. It's check Vortex. Make it make sense. Odin Dark with it too. Call it what it is, a demake. Yeah. Well, it'll be graphically a remake, but everything else will kind of be up in the air. Deadariah says, yeah, that's why it's a remake and not a remaster. If this was a remaster, I would at least consider buying it. I'm not interested in a remake of old God of War. Yeah. Basically, I don't know why it's so hard to deliver the same gameplay experience that you got with the original games while updating it with modern graphics, right? And if you want to add quality of life stuff, I don't think anybody would argue with that. Kind of like what happened with Diablo 2, the Infernal Edition for Resurrected. If you look at that, you would realize like those changes, everybody likes those changes, right? When they updated the inventory system, when they updated the banking system, all that stuff, that was huge, right? That was huge. And nobody's going to argue with that. Those are quality of life features that people are like, all right, cool. At least you fixed that. That's great. That's going to make the experience better in an older video game. But they don't do that. They don't do that. Like they take the games and they completely fucking change them, you know? So anyway, this is what we are dealing with, and you know, it's unfortunate, but whatever. And then they'll gaslight you and tell you that the Spartans are all gay. Hell yeah, that's exactly what they're gonna do. That's exactly what they're gonna do. But in any case, this is where we're at with the God of War trilogy remake. So we'll see how that ends up after the fact. All right, one of the last fast topics. We got 2 more, and then we're going to get into the main topics, boys. We're getting through this. The main topics are going to take a little while, so these fast topics we're hitting them fast. Ubisoft Splinter Cell Remake Toronto studio has been hit with layoffs, boys. Yes, so apparently, I know you guys are aware of this, but I'll say it for those of you that aren't. Ubisoft is currently working on a Splinter Cell remake. That is a video game that they did not cancel in their recent cancellations and delays and whatnot. The game is currently being worked on, okay? I already have a feeling that it's going to be absolute dog shit. But I hope I'm wrong because I love Splinter Cell. Absolutely love Splinter Cell. And I would like to see Fisher return. But unfortunately, similar to God of War returning, I have a feeling that's, you know, Sam Fisher returning in a modern day Splinter Cell is just not going to be the Fisher that we all know. But it is what it is. But they have officially confirmed a new wave of job cuts at the Toronto office, resulting in the loss of 40 staff members as part of a wider corporate restructuring effort. This is going to happen all year, by the way. You already know this is going to happen all year because Ubisoft has already told this is going to happen all year. It's going to happen all the way until 2028. They're going to be firing people until 2028. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. But we all know that's going to happen. Derek says we are getting a Gay of War game. Oh, shit. That's true. That is so true. So, I mean, look what happened with Sam Fisher and Splinter Cell with the Netflix series. Like, I know the Netflix series doesn't have to do with the video games. However, we can kind of see what happens when Splinter Cell is co-opted by people that just don't give a shit about Sam Fisher or his source material. And I have a feeling that we're probably going to get that from modern day Ubisoft. Modern day Ubisoft is just incapable of doing what they did in the past. It just is what it is, you know? It is what it is. They're incapable of doing what they did in the past. And it's sad because, you know, I've said this before, man. I'll give Ubisoft some credit as the name itself, right? As the company that was behind some of the bigger IPs that were made in gaming history. I'll definitely give them credit for that. But let's also be real and understand that modern day Ubisoft is not the ones who made those badass IPs not even that long ago. So you could give them some credit, right? It's kind of like giving Bungie credit for being the ones behind Halo, even though modern day Bungie are not the ones that have made Halo. You know what I mean? Like, these developers are long gone. They're completely gone. They're not the same people. But I can at least give them like 2% credit and say, you know, they're behind some of the better franchises that we've seen in in the past 15 some odd years, even 20 years. Like they definitely, between Splinter Cell and whatnot, Ubisoft has some banger IPs behind their belt. And unfortunately, they either let them sit and rot, or if they do try to do something modern with them, it's always fucking garbage. It is like 95% garbage. Hey, did we get a raid from Kara? Look at that, man. We got raided from Kara. Shout out to Kara for the raid. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Welcome in. We're doing fast topics right now. Welcome in, Kara. Hope you are doing well. Shout out to you. Hail Raiders. Everybody say hi to the Raiders. So, in any case, this is just another example that we're going to continue to see layoffs. This will not be the end of it. Throughout the year, you're going to hear about Ubisoft firing XYZ amount of people from XYZ studios. You might even hear about some studio closures, you know? But the truth is that this is going to continue for the next 2 years. And by the end of it all, well, we'll see. We'll see if that helps Ubisoft in any way. But yeah, we'll kind of let that sit for right now. But that's another felt inning for Ubisoft. Let's talk about this one. This was an interesting one. This was an interesting fast topic. Hold on. Chai T says retained ownership of an IP does not mean care or creativity involved. Yeah, I know that. I know that. That's why I was saying, like, it's you can give the company credit for being involved in the making of some of the biggest franchises that gaming has seen. But you can also understand that the company of today is not the company of yesterday, and they don't deserve to benefit from that recognition anymore, because when they take those IPs that their company happens to be lucky enough to own, like Splinter Cell, for example, and you fucking trash it, you don't deserve the recognition, right? You just don't deserve the exactly. Square Enix versus Squaresoft. That's a great example. Nice one, Odin Dark. Exactly. So that's just what it is, man. And it's unfortunate because they will market with that, right? Like Bungie, till this day, is marketing every video game they come out with from the creators of Halo and Destiny. Like, bro, what? Half of your team is not even the people who made Destiny, the first game, to begin with. And it damn sure isn't the people who made Halo. But they're like, hey, from the makers of Destiny and Halo. It's like, guys, you guys are riding your coattails so hard, it's insane. But anyway, listen, they're gonna do that. It is what it is, man. They're gonna do that. Let's talk about this story. So, hey, shout out to Kara. Thank you again, Carolyn. I appreciate that. Appreciate the raid. We got raided by a white girl. Oh my god. She raided us for ESG points. All right, guys, let's talk about World of Warcraft. Talking about ESG points. Let's talk about World of Warcraft. So, there was a recent interview with a World of Warcraft lead. And it's something that made me kind of think, because you guys know my history with World of Warcraft and MMORPGs in general, and how hardcore that I played World of Warcraft, at least up until the end of Wrath of the Lich King. And at that point, I kind of quit. But World of Warcraft has its problems, and I've been very vocal about what I believe caused those problems. Mainly the constant casualization of the game. And I understand that the casualization of the game is what caused it to become as successful as it was, because it was the most accessible MMORPG on the market. It wasn't even close. But the game initially was successful from the hardcore Warcraft fans who played the RTS like I did. And then it kind of grew from there. But I think them kind of pandering to the casual crowd really destroyed the community aspect of this game that was there for the first few years during Vanilla WoW and then Burning Crusade. And I really feel like that's what killed it. I kind of started to notice it when they started doing when they went from 40-man raids, right? Remember how they had 40-man raids and then they nerfed it? They nerfed it down to whatever it was, 20-man raids or whatever. But even before that, though, I started to notice, like, for example, I know this sounds monotonous, and I know there's people that they're going to disagree with me, but I can't stand dungeon finders. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. I know that's like a what do you call it? That's like a hot take for a lot of modern players. But I got to be real with you. I can't stand dungeon finders. I can't stand it. And some of you are asking, what is a dungeon finder? Okay. So a dungeon finder is the system that allows you to queue to any dungeon in the game from anywhere in the game world, right? I can't stand it. The reason why I can't stand it is because I feel like that removes the exploration aspect and the magic of the world that you are partaking in an MMORPG. I love when they had summoning stones, for example, which I think summoning stones was a really good middle ground, where one person makes the trip and then they summon the entire raid to whatever the dungeon or the raid was. I think that's cool. But the moment you had dungeon finders and queues and all that stuff, you basically, bro, there is no reason to group together. You know how cool it was? Do you know how cool it was to group up with your raid in front of like a Nixia's fucking cave and shit, and then get all your farming ready, like get your mats ready, get your potions ready. You had mages handing out food and shit, and it was just like people are talking on TeamSpeak at the time, and we're just hanging out before the raid and shit. And I'm just like, it was the coolest thing. It was the cool, and you felt really part of the world. Like every area had its interesting, either raid or dungeon or whatever. The moment they did dungeon finders, it completely removed that aspect of it. So that was the first thing, right? That was the first thing where I realized, I'm like, you know what? Damn, bro, the community aspect is really starting to fucking die here. And then after that, what else they killed was the sense of server pride. I'm sorry. I know. How do I want to say this? I know from a technical aspect that merged battlegrounds for PvP were eventually going to be a thing as the player count dropped. I know that. But I cannot stand that they did it so soon. I can't stand that they removed server pride from player versus player, which really pushed a lot of internal shit talking for all you toxic positivity motherfuckers back in the day. There was a lot of shit talking. It removed a lot of like server pride oriented things, right? Do you know how many times on the forums they would bring up like who's the best mage on the server, who's the best whatever on the server, who's the PvP, all that stuff. Like, bro, this shit talking was amazing. It was great. And I miss the days when, and I know some people don't for reasons, but I miss the days where you could queue up for a battleground, right? And when you queue up for the battleground, you would get nothing but people on your server. And I thought that was fucking awesome. I thought that was awesome because at the end of the day, you knew if you fucked someone up good enough, that they're probably going to go on the forums and call you out. And that happened to me a couple of times. It was great. It was great. I also got called out a ton for starting shit in Tora Mill and South Shore because I would kill people's low-level alts to force them to come out with their high-level characters, and then we just start a war that would go on for hours, and I don't give a fuck. I used to get called out all the time. I remember people were like, that Hypnotic and that fucking ganker, and I'm like, yup, bring your level 60 out, bitch. Let's fight. Let's see what you got. And it was great. It was great. Anyway, so I missed the server pride, and that just kind of went away. That kind of went away once they merged the servers and you started seeing people who aren't even from your server in your servers. Like, bro, I don't want to see this guy with an asterisk next to his name. I want to see people who are on my server. I want to be able to kill people who are on my, like, I miss that. Hypno's nostalgia is showing. Bro, I'm nerding out right now. Just give me a minute. So anyway, the reason why I'm bringing all this up, sorry for the nerdgasm there. I don't play video games. Remember, guys, I do not play video games. According to, the haters. The Wildly says that they lost something along the way by building dungeons for sweaty Mythic Plus timers instead of 20 boss mazes like the good old days, but labyrinths could be the solution. So, looking at this, I read this stuff and I'm reading what they're saying. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you're almost there, bro. You're almost there. Like, you're almost understanding the reason why this game fell off so hard the way that it did. You know what I'm saying? Like, the community aspect of original World of Warcraft was just, it was just bar none. I really don't, I'm trying to think of a better word, but the community aspect of that game was bar none. It's very similar to the community aspect of Final Fantasy XI, but it was even more because the servers were so much bigger. There was so many more players in World of Warcraft than there was Final Fantasy XI. Even though I loved both games, they both had their community aspects too, right? And I really genuinely believe that when they started adding all of that nonsense into the game, where you had dungeon finders, where you didn't have to run to the dungeon anymore, where you had the casualization of gear, where you had the overall just casualization of the game and nerfing from 40-man raids to 20-man raids. I get it. Trying to form a 40-man raid was not easy. Trying to get 40 people together in order to do one raid was not easy, but god damn it, it was worth it. And it was worth trying to get 40 people together, because when you did, it was fucking epic. It was epic, bro. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, but like I was saying, he's almost there understanding. But yes, I do agree that what ended up happening was they started making dungeons for content and they stopped making dungeons for challenge. And that, in my opinion, is what killed a lot of the raiding scene in World of Warcraft. Back in the day when you had Molten Core, right? Bro, you couldn't even be a fire mage in Molten Core because naturally everything was super resistant to fire damage, if not immune to fire damage. So you had to change up your spec in order to progress, and sometimes that makes people uncomfortable, right? I know back in the day you couldn't just run any spec you wanted. You had to make a raid specific spec that was the best for the guild. You didn't act selfishly. You acted in the best interest of the group that you're with. I know that's a crazy concept now. That is a crazy concept now, because people want to be selfish and they want to run whatever the fuck they want to run, and they want to be able to be, maximum at their job. It's just like, bro, it was amazing. Anyway, I feel like that entire situation, I'll call it a situation, that entire situation is the reason why rating is the way that it was, so yeah, again, guys, I do miss games like that, and part of me wants to like play Vanilla WoW. I know you have Vanilla WoW servers and stuff like that, but I just can't see myself going back to play Vanilla WoW, even on Vanilla WoW servers, because I just know where it ends up. I know where it ends up. I know where it's going to be, and I don't know. It just sucks, man. It sucks. And the thing that makes it worse is that World of Warcraft popularized it, right? So when they saw the numbers coming into WoW the way that they did, it ended up convincing other MMORPGs, right? It convinced other MMORPGs that this is what you have to do to be successful. And now the MMORPG genre, for the most part, is dead. Isn't that amazing? In chasing the casualization of the MMORPG genre, it is now a dead genre. Whereas back in the day, it was a pretty booming genre, and everybody was trying to make the next big MMORPG. Everybody was trying to make the WoW killer. But now, nobody wants to invest in MMORPGs. Now we have fuck all, and it doesn't matter how casual you made it because nobody's playing it, right? World of Warcraft probably has some of the most players next to Final Fantasy XIV. They kind of go hand in hand. But aside from that, that's it. That's literally it. And Final Fantasy XIV is losing players left and right. So I don't know. It sucks, but it is what it is. Hypnotic, have you forgotten WildStar? No, I played WildStar. I think WildStar had great combat. I actually enjoyed WildStar's combat a lot. I played I forgot the name of the race, but I played the fucking bunny, the bunny people with I had a two-handed sword. I think it was a warrior or something. I don't know. I don't remember the name. I just remember what I played. I also like the housing system in that game too. It was pretty cool. WildStar shouldn't have died, but it did. So, but anyway, that's what this guy says. And apparently they're coming out with something called Labyrinths. I don't know if that's their way of trying to make cooler raids or something like that, but they need to go back to making it's okay, Grandpa Hypno, time to get you back to bed. Hey, I'll be Grandpa Hypno. I'm okay with that, bro. I am okay with that, man. I am okay with that, man, because I got to experience some of the most amazing games in the last couple of decades, and that was definitely one of them. I remember the dreaded lightning-imbued enemies in D2 Wars. Oh, dude. Oh, my God. Yeah, you're speaking of Enchanted. Yeah. Dude, so bad. Zelosi says, I'm right up there with you. Hell yeah, dude. We're old as fuck, and I'm with it. Yes, grandpa emojis. Grandpa emojis in the chat, please. Oh my god, guys, you want to know how bad World of Warcraft is right now? Just for me, hold on. Let me show you. Let me show you something that made me so depressed. Give me a second. I don't know if I still have it. I don't think I ever brought it up on stream. I had saved it. This was like a week ago. Hold on, this was like a week ago. I don't know if I did. I save it. Let me see. Wow, housing. Let me see. Let me see if I can still find it. Do they have? Let me see. Competition. So I ended up seeing over on X the apparently in World of Warcraft there was a housing competition, and I'm like, excuse me, a what? Right? So anyway, it was so cozy. I'm like, dude, I remember when we used to have server-wide fucking battles between raid guilds. I remember when there was just so much shit talking and all that stuff. And we, bro, I remember the competitions we used to have. But damn, I don't have the fucking picture. Did I bookmark it? Let me check. Give me 2 seconds. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't remember, bro. I might not have. I might have been so pissed that I just chose not to. Fuck. No, I didn't. Maybe I could Google it. Let me see. Wow, housing competition. When you see this, it's gonna blow your mind. Oh, here we go. Azeroth. Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. I found it. Check this out. So I saw this over on X, and this made me lose my mind. This made me realize who World of Warcraft was for now. World of Warcraft has become so casualized that they are now having a competition for interior housing. Bro, I saw this and like this played in my head. This music played in my head, bro. I'm not even kidding. I wish I was, but I'm not even. This shit turned into The Sims, bro. It's a woman's game now. They turned World of Warcraft into The Sims. They fucking got they got this competition that they announced. It's called Azeroth Interiors, a player housing building competition in February. And then if you look at, bro, I remember when Blue Post used to be epic, and now it's whatever this is. In Midnight, we've opened the doors to boundless creativity with the introduction of housing. To shine a light on this new feature, we're bringing in some of the biggest creator names and best builders alike to go head-to-head in a delightful interior design competition. What the fuck? What is this? What is this? This is what we're doing now? Seriously? God damn, bro. We're calling up 6 pairs of prominent creators from around the world to create a concept, execute their ideas, and produce exemplary player houses worth coming home to. Bro. February 17, Phase 1 ideation on Pinterest. On Pinterest! They're doing this on Pinterest! Who even uses Pinterest? What the fuck is Pinterest? Oh my god, bro. Phase 2 building, Phase 3 walkthroughs and judging. They're going to have people walking through their in-game house and judging it like it's a fucking Lifetime TV show. Seriously. This oh my god, bro. How is this the same game that I played Hardcore Arena in? How is this the same game that I used to cause so many wars in Tarn Mill and South? Like, how is this the same fucking game, bro? Bro, the players back in the day that wanted player housing, like, don't get me wrong. Back in the day, we asked for player housing, but we didn't ask for The Sims. Like, we would laugh at shit like this back in the day. We would just laugh at it, like, who is this for? Like, are you seriously doing this? We would laugh at it. We would absolutely laugh at all this. But now it's like, bro, here's why they're doing it. They're doing it because player housing is keeping the game alive. That's why they're doing it. Player housing is keeping World of Warcraft alive, and it is allowing them to monetize the game in a way that they haven't been able to do so before. Right? Because without player housing, the numbers were falling off, and now the numbers are climbing up a little bit, and they're stagnating. But at least they're staying the same. This is what's keeping this game alive, and to be fair, it's also kind of what's keeping Final Fantasy XIV alive as well for a lot of people as well. The only reason why I still have a Final Fantasy XIV subscription is for two reasons. Number one, I have a legacy subscription because I was part of 1.0, so I pay barely anything. I pay like $9 or something like that for a subscription. And number two is because I'm keeping my mansion. I was lucky enough to win a lottery when they introduced a lottery on a mansion, and I bought a fucking mansion, and I don't want to lose it. So I'm paying $9 tax real estate to Final Fantasy XIV, even though that fucking that expansion is garbage. That's sort of reason. But I've told people so many times, I'm like, listen, if they don't change their ways in the next, I'm giving them to the next expansion. If they don't change their ways in the next expansion, I don't give a fuck, bro. I'll give up the mansion. I will sincerely give up the mansion, and I'll be done. I'll be done with the game, and I won't go back until they come out with like a new one or something. I said it. I'm like, listen, you guys were putting out bangers. You were putting out bangers, and you fucked up. You fucked up on this expansion. I'm gonna let you rock on this one, but if you mess up again on the next one, like I'm out. Hypno plays The Sims on the Final Fantasy XIV. No, you know what I use the mansion for? I use it for like all the trophy shit that I have. That's basically it. And just because it's bragging rights. That's literally its bragging rights. There's no bragging rights in World of Warcraft because everybody gets a house. In Final Fantasy, it's limited. So that's the reason why it's bragging rights. And just because I want to laugh, that's all. I want to laugh at the top of my in-game mansion. No, but seriously, you keeping your girl house? No, I will literally give it up. If the next expansion is not good, I'm canceling sub. Straight up. I will. I said the same thing in World of Warcraft. I was like, bro, Mr. Pandaria was the expansion where they lost me. I was like, dude, I'm out. I am out. I'm good. So when I say that, I stay to it. This shit is gay, though. Look at this. They're literally having a housing judging contest inside of World of Warcraft. How is this the same game? I don't know. I just will never understand. And that's okay. I don't have to understand everything. You know? Hypnotic? No, it wasn't Hypnotic. That's why we quit. So anyway, that was the World of Warcraft topic. That was longer than I thought it was going to be because you guys were letting me nerd out. Don't let me nerd out, man. I have to keep the grifter image. I don't play games. All right, come on. World of Gaycraft sure feels like that. Extreme Warcraft makeover. That definitely sounds like the name of a lifetime TV show for sure. Crazy. All right, let's X this out and let's get to the Xbox conversation really quick. So Hypnotic. That's actually a pretty interesting name, Hypnotic. That's crazy. Let's talk about the Xbox situation. You know what? Let me catch up on supers. Hold on. Is there any supers I got to catch up on? Let me see. Magdi, I have Shadowmourne sitting in my bank. Well, aren't you a badass? Appreciate that, man. ACC with NOK50. They're Blizzard in name only now, and I tell people to replace Blizzard with Activision Microsoft. True. All the crap makes so much more sense when you do that. Yep. No, you're 100% right. 100% right. Zevin Cross with a $20 banger. Look at this guy. It's the way of life. Holding it down, man. Helping us get closer to tier 1. He says, all right, chums, let's do this. Leroy Jenkins. Shout out to Zevin Cross, bro. That's a legendary moment. One of the first initial viral videos in gaming. It's an amazing thing. Leroy Jenkins will go down in history. It's crazy. You know what's funny? Leroy Jenkins, if Leroy Jenkins would have happened in today's world, Leroy Jenkins, after pulling that stunt off and going viral, he would have had an entire fucking Twitter account dedicated to him. He would have had a TikTok account dedicated to him. He would probably have his own podcast. It'd be crazy. It'd be crazy. But thank you for the 20, man. ACC with a 20. You can do dungeon solo with AI party members now. I know. I heard. I saw. I do keep tabs on World of Warcraft in terms of the updates because I would love to see what I just love to see what they do to the game. And a lot of the things I'm just like, what the fuck are they doing? But the AI party members thing, they got that from Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 14 has that as well. So wrap the Kratos with a 5. Leroy Jenkins. Everybody loves it. He's still remembered to this day. We got ACC with a 20. Says, we're all the wine moms. Live, love, laugh. Absolutely. Absolutely. Actually, you got a good point, Joker. He would have been reported by the entire raid. That's so true. A lot of players these days just cannot laugh like that anymore. They would have reported the whole fucking thing. And he would have been banned on the spot for I don't know, hate speech or something. World of Wine Moms, live, love, laugh. Thank you. Mervoth with it too. Ever thought of selling your account in Final Fantasy 14? No, my account will die with me. Zevin Cross with a 10. I remember my homies losing their shit when the Lich King trailer came out, dude. Oh my god! Do not bring me back. Do not bring me back down memory lane. Don't do it. Stop. Because that trailer was one of the best trailers ever released in World of Warcraft. Oh my god, bro. I'm doing it. Fucking Zevin Cross, man. Fucking Zevin Cross. I'm doing it. Wrath. Come on. There we go. Wrath of the Lich King. Lich King cinematic. Boom. Oh my god, I'm doing it. Can I play this? Let's see. Fuck you, Xbox. We're going back to this shit. Hold on. We're going back to this shit. Give me a second. Here we go. Is it gonna play?
My son, the day you were born, the very forests of Lordaeron whispered the name Arthas.
Oh my god. The music.
My child, I watched with pride as you grew to a weapon of righteousness. Remember, our line has always ruled with wisdom and strength. And I know you will show restraint when exercising your great power.
Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, this was amazing. Syndragosa.
Truest victory, my son, is stirring the hearts of your people. I tell you this, for when my days have come to an end. You shall be king.
Bro. Oh my god, man. Oh my god. You know what's crazy? So people, I remember, I mean, listen, the reason why that cinematic is as good as it is, aside from being a good cinematic, the reason why is because people, you got to remember, the ones who started the popularity of World of Warcraft were Warcraft fans. So for Warcraft fans, the story's culmination in the fight against the Lich King, Arthas, is just, it's insane. Everybody who's a Warcraft fan saw the downfall of Arthas and how beautifully it was foreshadowed, and how if you look at the story of Arthas and realize how he became to be who he is, it's incredible. And everybody knows, like, that build, yeah, exactly, that build up. It's like it meant something. And then, it's kind of like Breaking Bad, where you slowly but surely see Walter White go into his descent. And everybody knows, like, the moment Walter White became Heisenberg, when was the moment, for the Breaking Bad fans out there, when was the moment that Walter White officially became Heisenberg? When was the moment? I wonder if people in the chat can pinpoint that. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Exactly. He never became Heisenberg. Yes, he did. He officially transitioned over, no pun intended, to Heisenberg when he made one decision. The hat? No, not the hat. The hat was him pretending. The hat was him pretending. Okay, so I am the danger. No. He was ready. All right, so the moment. Hold on. I'll tell you right now. So the moment he became Heisenberg was when he allowed Jane to die. That's when he became Heisenberg, right? He had the option to save Jane's life, and he let Jane die. That was the moment that he officially, at least started to anyway, become Heisenberg. That's when, like, that shift in character became more prominent, because he could save Jane, which was Jesse's girlfriend. When Jesse's girlfriend was overdosing and throwing up in her sleep, and he broke into the house to see what Jesse was doing, and he saw her choking on her vomit. He could have saved her life. He could have saved her life by putting her on her side or whatever, but he let her die. He let her die, and that was his like selfish decision. Anyway, so because a lot of people try to say, oh, well, it was when he made his first kill. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. That first kill was a kill out of necessity, but that second one with Jane, that's when I believe he became Heisenberg. That's a pretty crazy moment in the show. So anyway, so it's the same thing with Arthas, right? When Arthas decided to utilize methods that were not agreeable with the Paladin ways in order to get what he wanted, he slowly started becoming what he was fighting against. It's kind of like don't become, if you fight monsters long enough, you might become one, kind of a thing. Same thing with Arthas. So crazy shit, man. Yeah, methods, exactly. Crazy stuff. So for a lot of Warcraft 3 fans, that was a huge moment. People were excited to fight Arthas. And I remember when that trailer was shown and Wrath of the Lich King was announced to be the expansion, people were questioning, are we going to fight Arthas? Like, are we actually going to fight Arthas? And once Blizzard announced it and said, yep, the final battle at the end of the expansion was going to be Arthas, bro, that was the biggest expansion. That was the biggest expansion by far, because people wanted to fight Arthas so bad. Myself included. I was part of my servers first. My guild was server first in killing Arthas, the whatever the hard mode version was. I forget what it was back in the day. But it was amazing. It was so good. So anyway, enough nerding out. Let's talk about Xbox. Let's talk about Xbox. Oh God, I could talk about this shit all day. So apparently Microsoft workers are calling on the company to cut ties with ICE. Now, I find this amazing considering Microsoft, I don't know if you guys remember, Microsoft fired, what was it, like 9 to 14,000 people or something like that? They fired an insane amount of people, and it looks like they have more people to fire, in my opinion. But in any case, Microsoft workers are calling on the company to cut its ties with the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement. It comes as the already controversial agency has become increasingly militarized under the Trump administration, with its members taking people from the streets of the U.S. and killing multiple protesters. It's amazing. It's amazing to see how the gamer likes to phrase things. And this is why nobody listens to them. Right? This is why nobody listens to these people, because they're literally phrasing it in the most disingenuous, basically lie way that they possibly can. That narrative, right? Exactly. It's crazy, right? That narrative is wild. They're like, oh, ICE is just running around and grabbing random people of color off the street with no reason whatsoever, and they're killing protesters for no reason. Oh my God, bro. This is why nobody listens to you guys, right? And this is the first paragraph. It's literally in the first paragraph, and yet they're whatever. Anyway, so right now, ICE is using Microsoft's cloud technology to store its data. As noted by PC Gamer, a report from The Guardian found that ICE has increased its use of Microsoft services even further, more than tripling the amount of data stored using Microsoft Azure. In response to this, an organization of Microsoft workers called No Azure for Arpithet is putting pressure on the company, calling on it to sever all of its ties with ICE. Guys, are we being serious now? Are we like? Is this like? First off, is this gaming news? Like, I swear to God, this is a website called The Gamer. This is a website called The Gamer, and meanwhile, they're like, yeah, fuck ICE. And, oh, God, Jesus. I can't. Anyway, so the reason why I'm bringing this up is because Microsoft fired thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people. Microsoft, I believe, was also the company that had employees raid the CEO's office in order to protest or something along those lines. So you kind of get what you what you deserve. And these people, they hire a certain mindset of people. It's pronounced apartheid. Okay, so I'm going to pronounce it Arpithet. Great. There are certain kinds of people that either get hired by Microsoft or get mentally trained by Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft has corporate training that makes you think like this, and now you kind of have to deal with the downfall of your training, because if anybody's ever had a corporate job in the last few years, you got to remember and realize that corporate training is almost always in the direction of something progressive, right? It's going to talk to you about microaggressions. It's going to talk to you about all that shit. So that's just kind of how it goes. And I just find it funny that the company that fired 10,000 plus people in the span of a couple of months, it just wasn't enough. You still have a lot of problematic people in this company. So the whole industry is rotten to the core from the top to the bottom. I agree 100%. This news should come as no shock to the general public, a spokesperson told the group. Microsoft continues their role as a digital arms dealer, building and enabling systems that terrorize, surveil, displace, and murder people across the globe. From AI and surveillance technologies deployed against Palestinians on occupied Palestinian land, to tools used to target civilian and migrant communities living on stolen indigenous land in the United States. You know what's crazy? You motherfuckers never want to give up the land. If all land is stolen land, You don't want to give up your land. You don't want to give up your houses. You don't want to give up your apartments. You don't want to give up. Billie Eilish exposed every single one of you. The multi-millionaire that can easily give up her mansion and go get another one will not give up her mansion and will not give it to the indigenous people that she claims the land is stolen on. It's literally all bullshit. You guys can talk about stolen land all you want, but you're not going to give up the land that you supposedly stole. And then you're going to be like, oh, I didn't steal it. Well, yeah, neither did we. But you're still blaming us anyway. You know? It's an amazing thing. But in any case, so they said we as Microsoft workers. So wait, hold on. Wait. Time the fuck out. Hold on. I just realized the people that are protesting Microsoft work for Microsoft. So let me get this straight. You're saying that Microsoft is a digital arms dealer, that they enable the terrorization, surveillance, and displacement and the murder of people across the globe with their AI technology and surveillance technologies, and they apparently use it against Palestinians, and you work for them? You work for these people? You can't even stand by your own morals and say, you know what, I'll just go find another job? You work for these people? So you guys are essentially murderers then. According to what you're saying, you guys are taking part in all this. Bro, what am I even reading? You just literally said we as Microsoft workers, and then you said they're a digital arms dealer. So you should say we as digital arms dealers stand in solidarity with Palestinians. No, you don't. You stand in solidarity with Microsoft because you're taking their money that they're making from being a digital arms dealer. What the fuck, bro? This is why, like, bro, these statements, these virtue signal statements, they just go nowhere. I don't know about you guys, but for me, it just completely falls on deaf ears. Because you're not about to sit up here and say, Microsoft is killing Palestinian people or whatever. And then in the next paragraph, say, we as Microsoft workers. Bro, you're not going to do that. You are not going to do that. Either you're going to give up the job or you're going to shut the fuck up. Just like you complaining about stolen land in the United States, you're not giving up your house. You're not doing any of that. You want a virtue signal. You're not actually doing anything. Until I see you people giving up your houses to Native Americans or whatever, it doesn't mean a thing. Until you go get another job, right? It doesn't mean a thing. Go get another job. If you have experience at Microsoft, chances are you could probably get another job anywhere else in the tech field. Go get one. There's no reason for you to work at Microsoft unless you want to sit there and admit that the money is just a little bit too good. Hey, I have nothing wrong with you admitting that. But you're going to have to admit something along those lines because it's not making sense. You know? Oh my God, guys. What the fuck am I like? What that? I didn't even realize that they worked for Microsoft. I thought they were like, I don't know. I thought they were like a protesting union or something outside of Microsoft. I didn't realize they actually worked for Microsoft. That I lost all interest. I lost all interest in this conversation once I found that out. That's insane. What the fuck? Where are we at? We are at, let me see. Vet Gamer with a 5. Leroy Jenkins was staged. Some videos and interviews of him admitting it, but still funny that it. Wait, did people think it wasn't staged? Of course it was staged, but it's still hilarious. It was a viral video. It was great. Trey Burke called it with a 5. Did you know that Pirate Software was a second-gen Blizzard employee? Speaks volumes for the state of the company now, doesn't it? Yep. I did know that. You want to know why? It's because he keeps telling people about it. He loves to mention that he's, like tied to Blizzard in some way. Scrap Gamer with a 5. Not gonna lie, miss watching some of the WoW celebrity commercials. Yeah, World of Warcraft as a pop culture icon was pretty huge for about like 10 years. Maybe 8. 8 to 10 years. It was pretty huge. And then it just started to die off. Nato Ninja with a 2. Thunder Fury, bless. Oh, man, dude. Thunder Fury, Bless Blade of the Windseeker. I still remember when I saw that sword for the first time ever and how mind-blown I was at the sheer size of Thunder Fury, Bless Blade of the Windseeker. And how people, I believe that sword was given to tanks because the aggro generation from that sword was insane. But dude, I remember seeing it on an undead warrior. I believe it was an undead warrior at the time. Crazy, bro. Oh my god. Amazing. You know what weapon I really loved? I love Hey, Kara says, okay, I'm done catching up with X-Ray and can actually hear you now. Hi, I hope you're having a great show. Yeah, we were just nerding out. We were nerding out. That's all. We were talking about World of Warcraft, and ironically, we still are talking about World of Warcraft. I remember the one weapon that I wanted. I actually ended up modding the game files and changing I always did this. I modded the game files and I changed the race of my character and all that shit because I wanted to look a certain way. But one weapon that I loved was Cursed Ashbringer. Cursed Ashbringer was sick, right? There was two weapons that people always wanted. Number one, it was Ashbringer for obvious reasons, right? And number two was the Warglaives of Azeroth. Those two weapons were like the most famous weapons in Warcraft, in World of Warcraft. It was the most famous weapons. Ashbringer and the Warglaives of Azeroth, which Illidan used. Those are the two, bro. Those weapons were sick. They're so sick. And then you had Cursed Ashbringer as well. That was a thing, but so good. Don't forget the legendary healer Mace Valinar. Yeah, I didn't really care about the healer stuff, to be honest with you. Hypnotic wants to be white in WoW. No, actually, I played as an undead. I was a gnome because I was on Alliance, and I always play the short character because the short character gets underestimated by people, and then you felt them, and they're like, "Oh, I got killed by a gnome," so now you feel extra bad about it, right? So I always play the short character, right? Like in Final Fantasy 11, I played the Taru. In Final Fantasy 14, I play a Lalafell. And in World of Warcraft, I played a gnome. In EverQuest, I was a halfling or a gnome or whatever. It makes you feel so much worse when you get fucking felted, right? So yeah, always play the short person. It's crazy. It's crazy. Was your character named Kata? Yes. Yes, it was. No, but it was so funny. But yeah, these weapons were sick. But what I ended up doing was I played a gnome, but I modded my character to be undead. And I'm not even kidding. The only reason why I modded my character to be undead is because I felt like they had the coolest casting animation out of every race there was. All right. Nobody casted spells cooler than the undead in World of Warcraft. Those motherfuckers looked like they were playing a guitar every time they casted a spell. The gnomes looked like they were just throwing a rock. And it was stupid. I didn't like it. But the undead, they looked sick when they were casting a spell. They looked like they were doing a Kamehameha, but rocking out to it at the same time. It was great. It was great. So I would end up on my screen, I looked like an undead, but to everybody else, I look like a gnome because I modded my client so that I can see the undead. What do you call it? The undead model. ACC with a 50 says that narrated in the trailer, King Terranos is the psychiatrist in Terminator 1 and 2. He also narrated Vanilla Wilds, faction introductions. Epic, dude. Yeah, it's epic. It's epic, man. Midnight Mike with a 10. There was once a time when anything made by Blizzard or Squaresoft was an instant buy for me. Same. How times have changed. Yeah, same. Absolutely. So you do mod your games? Yeah, that was the only game that I ever modded in any serious way. And really, it was just swapping files. That's it. But yeah, I agree, Midnight Mike. And I've said this many times. Blizzard used to be like an instant buy company for me. Now they could go fuck themselves. ACC with a 50 says, when Arthas killed the mercs that fought for him, he truly turned evil. Yep. Long time since I played that, but I remember the moment in Northrend. Yeah. Yeah, there was a moment before then that I feel like really started to show his descent into badness. But anyway. ACC with a NOK20 says, let's fucking go. Hogger, have tank, need healer, no hunter with me. Bro, Hogger. I remember Hogger, dude. That's crazy. Zero Wiz with a 2. Want to sell Ancient Scepter of Sumin. Oh, man. With a 20, ACC, keep your feet on the ground. Watch your back. Appreciate that. Adair Salto with a 10. I love those cinematic trailers. One, for example, Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. That was a good one, yeah. That was a great cinematic trailer. I don't know if you have time to show it up for the other chat. Yeah, I don't because I'm so far behind because we've been on World of Warcraft for a while. But yeah, absolutely, like Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 2 had a great trailer. Kang with a 189 says got a new sim for you. Oh no, I didn't even check. I'm not even getting notifications for Steam. I don't know why. Let me see. What is this? What is this? What is this? Hold on. So we got Azermain says the story is lame, but salvaging ships is so damn satisfying it makes up for it. Try not to accidentally cause rapid decompression and die. Hard space shipbreaker. That definitely took a turn for the more aggressive. Shout out to you. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, Azermain. And thank you, Kang, for the 189. Appreciate that. I will definitely check that out. Okay. Let's talk about let me get this out. We might have to talk, damn, bro. I wanted to talk about Voto. I'm gonna make time. It is what it is. We're so late, but I'll figure it out. Okay. Let's talk about Voto. That'll be fun. Let's just do that. Let's do that. Because the lesbian night game needs to be talked about. Let me scroll here. Zevin Cross would attend. Do you remember the Mr. T WoW commercials? I'm Mr. T, and I'm a Night Elf Mohawk. Yes. What's your game? Didn't they do... Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be crazy. Did they do one with Hulk Hogan, or am I going crazy? It was Mr. T, and there was another one. I don't know. Was it Hulk Hogan? I might be going crazy. I might be confusing it with something else. But they had a whole bunch of celebrity commercials. But I remember that one specifically, where they were like, "I'm a Night Elf Mohawk." I remember that. Ozzy was undead. Yes, Ozzy was undead. That's right. I remember that. Ozzy was undead. Dude, yes, I remember those commercials, man. Oh, man, that was so good. Poor Ozzy. R.I.P. Ozzy. He was undead. Yes. Yes. William Shatner was a Tauran shaman. Yes. Dude, such good commercials. Mini-Me was another one. Did he play the gnome? I think he played a gnome. It was Hogan, right? Yeah, I thought so. I remember the Hogan one. That shit was funny. All right, let's get into this. Thank you, Zevin Cross. I appreciate that, man. Let's talk about 1348 Voto. All right, guys, let's talk about 1348 Voto. Now, this game in particular is being dubbed the Lesbian Night game, and it's a video game that is controversial for a couple of reasons. And to be honest with you, had they not said anything about Knight's Path, which is that indie medieval style video game that is low fantasy that honestly looks pretty cool, had they not said anything about that game when it was being attacked by the modern audience for featuring a attractive female character in a non-gay relationship, had they not said anything, I don't think anybody would have cared about this game. Not that anybody cares about this game now, but I don't think anybody would be talking about it. They might be making fun of it every now and then, but it wouldn't be getting the attention it's getting right now. However, 1348 Voto is the video game that is being dubbed the Lesbian Night video game for obvious reasons, because the main character and her friend or whatever have a seemingly lesbian relationship and have been admittingly genderqueer, according to the characters, or I should say the actors that play the characters. Now, there's a couple of weird, suspicious things happening with 1348 Voto that I want to talk about in this particular segment, but we're going to start off with Tebow. So Tebow says the following. Let me get this straight. 1348 Voto, a game that's sole purpose seems to be to own le chuds, featuring a non-binary lesbian knight as the protagonist, whose studio claims that hit 100,000 wishlists on Steam, has a whopping 65 people playing the demo. That checks out. Now, I couldn't believe this, okay? I didn't even realize that the demo even came out because I don't care about this game. I do remember when they posted that they hit 100,000 wishlists. And guys, I just want you to understand something. I remember talking about this game and specifically stating that the reason why I feel like they posted this was because they were basically shitting on Knight's Path, and Knight's Path was getting all the attention that they were promoting their game with their wishlists, and they hit 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. They hit it pretty quick, right? So I feel like 1348X Voto was trying to counter that narrative and say, hey, look at us. Look at us. We're doing good too. We're at 100,000 wish lists. Everybody likes us, right? But see, here's the problem. And this is what I really want to talk about in this particular segment is that keep in mind, this game supposedly hit 100,000 wish lists. But you mean to tell me that only 65 people played the demo? How is this exactly possible? The math ain't mathin' in this situation, right? So I decided to dig a little bit deeper. And once you start going through the numbers on Steam, you start to realize that there's something extremely sussy-wussy going on with this game. Anyway, by the way, this person says, we are about to witness peak lesbianism. Step behind the scenes of our game with Albie Baldwin and Jennifer English, who, by the way, Jennifer English, the actress behind Mael in Expedition 33, great voice actress, but unfortunately woke as hell, and ideology runs rampant with her. This is the post that got them in a lot of trouble. If you look over here, it says, don't forget to wishlist and note the release date on your modern agenda with a heart emoji. Nobody asked 1348 to get involved in this. Knight's Path was getting attacked by the modern audience. They could have shut the fuck up and stayed quiet, but they chose not to. They chose to get involved with this, and they chose to shit on Knight's Path in order to promote their game. So now, because of that, now they're getting all the hate because they decided to involve themselves into something that they had no reason to involve themselves in. But here's where it gets a little bit sussy-wussy, okay? As you guys are aware, Steam, who they promoted 100,000 wishlist on, Steam has multiple numerical metrics that we can utilize to try to, gauge. It's not fully accurate, but you can kind of gauge the popularity of a video game, okay? If you guys notice something, one of the metrics is the follower count. And we have seen times where the follower count does not really match the overall sales of a video game, but usually it's pretty close, where you could say, okay, if it starts to have tens of thousands of followers, hundreds of thousands of followers, chances are it's going to be a pretty decent game. But it's not. It's only got 8,600 followers, and that's only recently. In the last couple of couple of weeks, that's basically it. These are followers. These are not wish lists, okay? So don't get confused on this. Now, 8,649 followers, when I compare that to other video games, keep in mind, guys, Dragon Age the Veilguard had almost 100,000 followers by the time the game released. And that was Veilguard. So think about that for a second. But that's okay. If you don't want to compare followers, that's fine. We don't have to compare that. You are number 673 in wishlist activity. At 100,000 wishlists? Guys, do you know how high 100,000 wishlists are? Most video games don't even get past the 1,000 wishlist mark, let alone 10,000, let alone 100,000. Now, wishlist numbers are not public. They're only available to the developers. So you and I cannot see how many wishlists they actually have. But what I am saying is that if you're number 673 at 100,000 wishlists, there's something really weird there. There's something a little bit suspicious and sussy-wussy about that. But I can't prove that because I don't have the numbers in front of me. I'm just saying, from my opinion, this looks a little sussy-wussy. Not only that, it is number 372 in the top wish list. So even out of the people who wish listed the game, they're not even interested in this game compared to other video games, right? So not only that, the demo has 124 people watching it on Twitch. 124 people chose to watch it. Watch it, not play it, right? So now that we know all of this, I want to go back to that list really quick, because this is where we're going to kind of get an understanding as to what exactly is going on. So at 600 and whatever wish list that this game is at, what kind of company is it keeping at that number? If you look at 1348X Voto, right, with a release date in March, by the way, it's in March, so it's coming out pretty soon. They're number 673 in wish list. They're being beaten out by a game called The Non-Existence of Morphean Paradox, The Forest of Silver Shallots. Bro, they're getting beaten out by a paragraph, right? If you look at it, 600, they're getting beaten out by My Sexy Neighbor 2. on wish lists. So if this, guys, I gotta be real with you. I don't think these games have 100,000 wish lists. I just don't. The math is not mathing here. Do you really think this game has 100,000 wish lists? Do you know how big that is? It's being beaten out by Scott Pilgrim EX. I don't think that game has 100,000 wish lists, bro. I just don't. It's, bro, the Expanse. The Expanse is 300 slots ahead of Voto. It's at number 335. I don't even know if this game has 100,000 wish lists, or maybe it has like 200,000 if it's lucky. I don't think it's that high. Look at the follower count. The Expanse Osiris Reborn, a game that's double the amount of wish lists, is at 56,000 followers on Steam. Number 262, AV Sex Manager. AV Sex Manager is at 1,784. Guys, this is just kind of weird to me, right? The numbers, the math ain't mathin'. Something weird is going on with Voto, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but all I know is that it's just not making sense. Now, if you go into SteamDB and you look at the numbers right now, this is the peak for the demo. Let's see if it went up. It did not. It dropped drastically. So the demo all-time peak is 102 players, okay? If you have 100,000 wish lists, you seriously mean to tell me that the all-time peak for your demo that is free, it's free, by the way. It doesn't even cost money to play the demo. It's going to cost money to play the game, but it's not going to cost money to play the demo. So the demo is free, and you only managed to get 102 players concurrently? So you probably got, a couple of hundred people to play this game over the course of a few hours? Bro, there's no way. If you have 100,000 wish lists, there is no way that this number is real. This can't be. So what does this prove, right? Because people are going to be like, well, it's Steam numbers don't matter, blah, blah, whatever. What does this prove? All this proves, in my opinion, is that the modern audience, it's one of the two things, right? Either you're lying about your wish list, which I think is definitely possible, or if you're not lying about your wish list, then this game is not it's for anybody other than modern. Like, the modern audience proves that they will not show up for anything they show for online. That's just what it's going to be. They don't show up for anything that they show for online. And this game proves it, just like other video games prove it, right? Because look what happened with Reloaded. Reloaded had all the likes, all the retweets, thousands, tens of thousands of quote tweets, likes, comments. And the highest number they reached was 57. 57 concurrent players. This game also has thousands, if not tens of thousands of likes, comments, quote tweets, shares, everything. And your free demo is at 102 players on Steam, after you supposedly have 100,000 wish lists on the same platform. So something is very wrong. Okay, something is very wrong here. The numbers don't make sense. The math doesn't math. And I understand that the people out there that want to shill for ideologically driven video games don't want you to have this conversation. They're going to gaslight you and tell you Steam numbers don't matter. They're going to tell you that there's millions of players everywhere else other than Steam, even though we know that's not true. But the fact is, this game is free right now. The demo is free, and people are choosing not to play it. So what's going to happen when they want to charge $30 or whatever the fuck they're charging? How much is this game? Let me see. Voto. Let's see. This game, I think it's going to be $30. Oh, it doesn't even show. It doesn't even show the price. Where's the price, bro? It doesn't show the price. I think it's going to be like $30 or something like that. So again, guys, Voto. Nobody would have hated this game. People definitely would have made fun of it. People definitely would have laughed at it. But this game would have came and went like a fart in the wind, and nobody would have cared. They chose to insert themselves into the conversation that was happening against Knight's Path. They're the ones who decided to make this tweet, this picture, and this is the reason why people are now wishing for their failure. I covered this the other day when I specifically stated that it's not that people are wishing for the failure of video games. It's that the people that are behind the failed video games are attacking the gamers for not liking their games. And then, and only then, do people start to say, okay, well, if you're going to attack me for giving my opinion about the game, and if you're going to attack me for having an opinion about the trailer, well, now I'm going to wish for your downfall. Now I'm going to laugh at you when you eventually get felted by the modern audience. And that's exactly what's going to happen with this game. This game is going to lead to another example, just like Relooted, just like all these other games before. Bro, if the real gamers don't show up for your game, the modern audience is not going to be enough to support it. Plain and simple. Almost every single video game that has ever been successful that they have tried to claim for themselves was only successful because it was backed by real gamers, because that particular video game gave everybody something to enjoy in the game. Otherwise, games that are made specifically for them almost never succeed in any way whatsoever. So, again, guys, good old modern audience never showing up. And you know what's funny? Let me see if anybody has it. I don't think they do. No, I was going to see if they had the thread, but I'll just search 1348x Voto on X, right? So if we go to 1348x Voto, let's just look at some of their posts. I'm curious. You guys see how many people are playing their demo, right? Their free demo. How many likes do they have? Let's see. Oh, the vow has been made. The quest begins. Meet Bianca. 1348x Voto, March 2026. 1.1 million views, totally organic. 13,000 likes. 1,600 quote tweets. Wow. 13,000 likes. Where are these people? Where are these people? Where, you know what? Hold on. Let's go to the comments. Let's go to the comments. Who is shilling for this game? Who is shilling for it? Can I find it? Can I find it? Why do developers keep making intentionally unattractive female characters? Why do you expect a woman to necessarily be attractive? Oh my God. Oh my God, boys. I'm not even, wow. Can she be more ugly, please? We will soon run a poll to ask people how they like women to be visually represented in RPG games. And they're doing a winky face because the people that run a poll, that's who they're making fun of. They're making fun of Knight's Path for making a poll asking how they like it. Imagine making fun of a company for running a poll to their potential buyers about how they like their characters. Imagine that. Imagine good business being something that's considered bad for the modern audience. That's crazy, bro. Retarded gay garbage, heart emojis, put a chicken in it, make her lame and gay. This looks a million times better than a certain other medieval game on Twitter right now. Are you playing this game? Is this person one of the 100 people playing this game? Oni, everyone's favorite trans rights. Oh my God. I'm seated. Yeah, you're so seated that you're not even playing the game. This looks so sick. Not playing the game. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Looks dope. Not playing the game. You really think this guy is playing the game? Patrick? You think Patrick's playing the game? No. You're not playing the game. Wow, a game where I can play as the ugly action chick. This is great. I want to see other positive comments. I need other positive comments, man. Let me see where we at. Damn, bro. It's actually difficult to find positive comments. They're getting felted. Shit. I thought this would be easier. Oh, Jennifer English is in it. Day one pickup for me. You're not playing the game. I guarantee you're not playing the game. He, him. Yeah, you're not playing the game whatsoever. This is going to be Dustborn levels of flop, and I'm here for it. Yeah, 100%. Jennifer English? Yeah, you're not playing the game either. Guaranteed. Hold on. I'm curious. Let me see something else. Go deeper behind the scenes with a full video featuring Albie Baldwin and Jennifer English. 2,200 likes. None of these people playing the game. Like, where are you guys? 61,000 views, 260 quotes. There's even more quotes than people playing the game. Where are you guys? Look, play the demo now. It was posted 14 hours ago. Guys, this was posted 14 hours ago. It got 1,300 likes, 40,000 views. Where are you guys? Where are you guys? Where are these people? 1,300, where are you? 1,300 likes. Where are you? You are missing. You're MIA. This is what I'm talking about. The modern audience only cares when it comes to promoting something over on Twitter and whatnot. Otherwise, they don't care. They only want you to perceive that they care. They only want to make the perception a reality on Twitter so that way they feel like the chuds got owned. But nobody's actually playing this game. Where are you? Where are these people? How do you get 1,300 likes? You get 100 people playing the game, bro. And it's free. It's literally free right now. Let me see. Let me see who commented. Is there somewhere where we can send feedback? You can send your feedback on the Steam Community Hub or on our Discord server. Looking good so far. Keep up the good. Nah, this got to be a troll, bro. This got to be a troll. Please tell me it's a troll. Hey, Commander Sonok, I see you. This got to be a troll. There's more people liking their posts than players. You see? You see? Bro, this is great. The modern audience isn't showing up for your modern slop. It makes you wonder why they're not responding to these. You notice how they respond to everything else beforehand, but they're not responding to this? It makes you wonder why that is. Why aren't you responding to this? The modern audience showed up in full for this one, I see. Damn, bro. Everybody is posting their numbers. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. This is crazy. The 75 unattractive lesbians that like medieval games are already playing. That's who you made the game for. So that's who's going to buy it. You've achieved your goal. Congratulations. You've completed a great game and proved the justice of our culture. Now go and rest our heroes. Bro, this is amazing. With a peak of 102, despite supposedly 100,000 wishlists. I'm glad everybody is realizing that this 100K wishlist number has to be bullshit. It just has to be. It has to be. This has to not be real. How is Owning the Chuds going? Ouch. I don't think the demo's doing so well. Crazy how things work. Downloading the demo tonight. Been looking forward to this, bro. Who are you? Who are you? How many followers you have? 87 followers. Bro, get the fuck out of here. But who is this person? Who is this person? Let me scroll down. Give me a second. I need to see some more positivity. There's got to be more positive people here, man. Come on. There has to be. Oh, OMG nice. Gonna try it soon, says Johnny Boy. Not gonna lie, it's a bit rough. But at the same time, I enjoyed it. It would be nice with a PS5 demo to see how it would be on console. It's the type of game I'd rather play on console setup. So let me get this straight. So the game ran bad on PC, and you're like, hey, let's play on the inferior platform and see if it runs better. What? Bro, do you hear yourself? Don't forget, bad numbers. Well, apparently it looks like they did forget. I like the demo, but please improve the game's optimization. Otherwise, it will fail. And if possible, please add Brazilian Portuguese subtitles. They don't care about you guys, bro. If they don't care about optimization, they just want to make sure the scissoring is as accurate as possible. That's all they care about. Literally. Played it for a couple of minutes. Unfortunately, my PC may finally be too old for games like this. Looks beautiful, but I'll wait for release and play it on PS5. One thing I had an issue with was the audio mixing. I had to turn down the music to 2 to understand the voices. So the game is okay. So aside from the modern audience stuff, they're masking problems with the game behind the modern audience agenda that they admitted they're pushing. Again, we're not the ones saying they're pushing it. They admitted to pushing it, and now we're just making fun of it. I enjoyed the demo, though there was slight stuttering. So even the shills are saying that there's a problem with the game. Right? Can't wait. Going to download now. You think Amelia played it? Do you think Amelia played it? Can we be honest? Do you think Amelia played it? No. Hell yeah, I know what I'm doing this evening. Yeah, not playing it. Not playing it? Oh, man. Okay, listen. Looks awesome. I wishlisted it, bro. Bro, demo is free. Play it. They need it. Come on, like, what are you doing, bro? What do you mean you wishlisted it? The demo's free. Play it. Play the game. My God, bro. Possible to have the demo on PS5 as well? No, Pookie, I'm at work for 5 more hours. No, I'm gonna quit my job. Bro, these are such fake comments, bro. Anyway, so case in point, guys, the modern audience has refused to show up for this interesting scenario that we have playing out. And at this point, guys, I think it's fair to say that I don't think this game is going to do very well. And you know what? I'll say this. Can I say this? I'll say this. At least they made their own game, right? It's not like they co-opted another franchise or whatever. They made their own game. And for that, I can say that's great. You do what you want to do, make your own game. I've always said that. If you want to make a woke video game, go make your own woke video game. That's perfectly fine. We don't have to play it. It doesn't mean we can't make fun of it. See, the thing is, they think because they made their own game that you can't make fun of it or you can't criticize it or whatever. Like, no, you absolutely can. But at least they didn't co-opt another franchise that was beloved in the past that they're now trying to turn into something stupid, right? So at the very least, I will say, you know what? That's fair. And they made their own thing, and I'm happy for them. I hope they get everything they want out of it. I really do. And I hope that these people stay the fuck away from anything that was pre-established that people enjoy and turn it into something that nobody's going to care about. So congratulations on your, I don't know, lesbian night game or something like that. I do hope that you get everything you want out of it. But considering what the demo numbers are like right now, I can't help but feel that you guys already knew this was going to happen. And this was paid for by somebody who wanted to push a certain level of propaganda. It could be a personal investor. It could be a company investor. Who really knows? But in terms of making a video game for passion, I don't really think that's it. And aside from all the wokeness, again, if you're going to be woke as hell, the least you can do is make sure you have a video game that actually runs well, that is optimized well. But the fact is, according to a lot of people that played your demo, it runs like shit. You might want to work on that. You might want to fix that. Otherwise, if word gets around about that, it's going to make the selling of your game a lot harder than it already is. And looking at this trailer play out on screen, it's going to be pretty damn hard for you to sell this thing at a mass market. So figure that out and fix your game. And then I guess, I don't know, go from there. Who really knows? You wonder if Tencent funded them? Maybe. Probably. We got Midnight Mike with a 2 says, whose hair did they rip off, Larry, Mo, or Curly? All of them. Mervoth with a 2. Jennifer Inglis has such a good streak going. Oh, well. I mean, not really. To be honest with you, not really. Because, listen, she's a great voice actress, and I'll never take that away from her. She definitely does a good job. But unfortunately, anytime she goes up to speak about her roles, it just always becomes this, like, queer joy thing. And it gets a little boring after a while. So you kind of just start to tune it out, you know? Kang with a 189. That demo was buggy AF. Vera played it and it was jank. I'm not surprised. I wonder. I think did Kata play it? I think Kata played it. I wonder if he thinks it was buggy as hell. Alucard with a 2. Please say it with me. Epic fail. I don't have to say it with you, bro. I think it's pretty apparent. Alucard with a 2. Jennifer English. Nope. Thank you, bro. Mervoth with a 2. 1.3k likes. 14 hours. Not even 1% played the demo. Nope. Not even 1%. Odin Dark with a 2. Liking Expos is the game within itself. RIP Bozo. True. True. And it's clear that that level of engagement over on social media does not equate to sales in any manner, especially if it's from a virtue signal. Because you're going to have engagement from two metrics. You're going to have engagement from actual real engagement, meaning people that are excited for whatever they're looking at. And then you're going to have forced inorganic engagement from people that just want to show on their timeline that they liked something that was a virtue signal, which is exactly what this game is. All the lesbians over on Twitter that liked this post and quote tweeted it and shared it, and they're like, this looks amazing. They don't play games, bro. They don't play games whatsoever. You know it. I know it. They know it. And obviously the developers know it too because nobody's playing their demo. You know what I'm saying? Alucard with a 5. They want to be seen so bad, but normal person wants to look at them. Fair. Fair. Alucard with a 5. This is what lesbians look like. That's why we don't want to see you at all. Oh my God, bro. It's pretty damn hilarious. You can kind of see from their responses exactly where they stand. ACC with a 20 says Sir Transalot. That's funny. Sir Transalot's pretty funny. Shout out to ACC. Let me check the legends over on Rumble. I hope my chat didn't fucking reset. That would suck. Let me scroll down. Let me see really quick. Hold on. We got Detriconic with $1. X Voto is $24.99 for the standard and $29.99 for the deluxe. Okay. So it was $5 cheaper than I thought. I thought it was $30 for the regular. So it's $25. Okay, so hey, that's two positives, right? Positive number one, they made their own thing and they did not adopt another franchise and ruin it. Positive number two, they're only charging $25 for this piece of shit. So that's great. That's great. Good for them. Drew with a 2. I played the demo and I'm not impressed. What would be, why are you not impressed? What is, I'd be curious to know what the problem is, aside from performance and stuff like that. All right, we're caught up on everything. Thank you guys so much. We do have to talk about Demon Souls though, or the Blue Point Games. We are so late today. Holy crap, guys! But I'm trying my best, man. We've had some pretty passionate topics today, so I appreciate that. It's been a lot of fun, guys. Let's talk about Sony really quick. Let's just get this over with, man. Let's just talk about Sony. All right, guys, we are going to be talking about a studio called Blue Point Games. And the reason why we are talking about Blue Point Games is because they are the studio that was behind one of my favorite PS5 video games. And honestly, really one of the only reasons why I got a PS5 was for the Demon Souls remake, right? So the Demon Souls remake is a game that most people enjoyed. I enjoyed it. There were some changes that they made to the game that were definitely questionable. And I don't know if those changes came from Blue Point or if they came from Sony. I have to imagine it probably came from Sony. For example, they race swapped a bunch of NPCs from white to black, which is obviously, a Sony thing, it seems like. But regardless, the game, for the most part, from a gameplay perspective, was pretty true to Demon Souls. And I just like Demon Souls. Demon Souls was my first ever Souls-like video game. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And I just wanted more of it, right? But the game was okay for the most part. However, I really hate that they're doing this. And you can think what you want about the studio, but the truth is that Blue Point Games was a single-player focused studio, and those are dying, at least from a AAA perspective, and especially from Sony. It's becoming more and more apparent that they are focusing on live service garbage like Horizon Hunter Gatherers or whatever the hell it's called. And now they decided that they're going to close down Blue Point Games, and basically they're closing this down in order to continue to pivot to live service nonsense. Now, as you guys are aware, Sony has canceled over 10 plus live service video games. There was a point in time where they had planned to initially release like 12 live service video games in 1 year, and they canceled a ton of them. One of them was a God of War live service video game. I'm glad that never saw the light of day, because I can only imagine what they would have done with it, considering what they're doing with Horizon. But this entire thing about chasing live service video games is really becoming sickening, because how many times do we have to show them that you're talking about striking gold when there isn't many gold? Everybody's trying to do or be the next Fortnite. And Sony got cracked out because of the return on investment for a game like Helldivers, for example. Helldivers 2 made them so much money that they're deciding to double down and take that money and focus on making a bunch of live service games in the hopes to strike gold again with that game. But the truth is that that's not going to happen. They have lost so much money between Concord being the best example, obviously, and other live service video games that by the time they strike gold, they would have already lost hundreds of millions of dollars, if not over $1 billion. Now, Blue Point Games, Sony's famed remaster studio, according to PC Gamer, is being closed as the fallout from PlayStation's disastrous pivot to live service games continues, even though they're still losing a bunch of money. The unexpected shutdown follows the cancellation of a live service God of War game that Blue Point was working on. So keep in mind, guys, they were going to have Blue Point stop making single-player games, and they were going to have them start making live service video games. You know how terrible that is, how shitty that sounds, and it really annoys me about Sony that they continue to do this even though their players say that's not what they want. So Sony confirmed by a Bloomberg report saying that Blue Point Games, a Sony-owned studio known for its remasters of games including Shadow of the Colossus, which is another great game, and Demon Souls, is being closed in March. The shutdown will reportedly result in roughly 70 people being put out of work. Following a recent business review, the decision was made to close Blue Point Games in March. According to a Sony representative, Bluepoint Games is an incredibly talented team, and their technical expertise has delivered exceptional experiences for the PlayStation community. We thank them for their passion, creativity, and craftsmanship. You know what's sickening to me? What's sickening to me is that they'll say something like this, right? They'll say something like this about a single-player studio, and Sony knows that their single-player franchises are their biggest selling video games. When you want to talk about video games that have sold millions upon millions upon millions of copies, maybe more so in the past than now because the numbers have gone down in terms of sales, but overall, still, their single-player games, for the most part, are their top-selling franchises. And obviously, you have Helldivers has sold millions of copies and has done very well for them. But overall, their single-player games are really what sells, and it sells a lot. Ghost of Tsushima, for example, like all these games sell a metric fuck ton, but it's not enough. They don't just want to sell the game. They want to keep making money off the game, which is why they don't like single-player games. If they can sell an equivalent amount in a live service game and continue monetizing that game for however long they want to, then they would prefer to do that. Right? They would prefer to do that over anything else. But these live service games, no matter how successful they are, they never quite reach the level of sales that their most popular single-player games have reached. Just like the OG Spider-Man game. The OG Spider-Man game sold tens of millions of copies. It's not even close. And yet Helldivers 2, even though it sold millions of copies, it's still not anywhere close to an OG Spider-Man game. But regardless, it does make them a lot of money, so they're clearly very addicted to it. But based on that description alone, you might think Bluepoint would be the team worth holding on to, which I would imagine it would be. But apparently, it's not. The studio was founded in 2008 and handled the PlayStation 3 remasters of God of War and God of War 2, which were released the following year. Numerous other remakes followed over the years, most recently the 2020 update of Demon's Souls for the PlayStation 5. Despite our great hopes never came to PC, Sony acquired Bluepoint in 2021. So they got Bluepoint in 2021 and they closed them 5 years later. Think about that, guys. They bought this studio 5 years ago, and they're already closing it down. And this is not the only studio they've done this with. They have purchased a lot of studios, and they closed down like 1/3 of them. It's crazy, and it happens within a few years or less. Because I don't know, man. I guess if you're not making a live service game, they don't want you. Right? Bluepoint was working on a live service God of War game. It must not have worked out too well, and they decided to close it down. Sony was also working on Concord. That obviously got felted. Sony said in 2022 it wanted to release 12 live service games by 2025. But by the time 2025 rolled around, it canceled 8 out of those 12 live service games. 8 out of 12. And yet they're still doing this? What sense does that make? I don't understand, bro. Like, you closed down 2/3 of your live service video games before they ever saw the light of day, and you're like, you know what, let's just close down this single player studio that has made some really good games for us that have sold fairly well, one of which was a launch title on PlayStation 5. Let's close down this studio, but let's keep making live service games. I just can't, bro. I can't. I wonder if this is the example of having too much money and being too stupid to handle it. I really don't. Now, their next one that's coming up is Marathon. Obviously, they're hoping that Marathon is going to be the next big thing. And I think for a little while, Marathon is going to do well. I've said this so many times. I am blue in the face by, you know what? I'll literally go, I'm not going to bother. I'm literally blue in the face. Marathon is going to do well in the beginning, in my opinion. And then it's the retention that's going to be the problem for Marathon. If Bungie cannot hold players for a long time and the game ends up getting boring too quickly, that's what's going to hurt Marathon, the long-term effect. But I think there's enough people that are going to make the game do fairly well. I predicted about anywhere between 40 to 70,000 concurrent players on Steam. And I know people think I'm crazy for predicting that, but I don't think I'm going to be missing very much from that, to be honest with you. I'm giving Marathon too much credit. I don't think I am. I think you guys are underestimating the power of Bungie fanboys. But we'll see. We'll see who's right. And if I'm wrong, I'll gladly admit I'm wrong. But why would Marathon do better than Concord? Concord had all the advantages on marketing because nobody knew Concord. Nobody knew Concord. Nobody knew the company. Nobody cared about the company. Nobody cared about the legacy behind the company because it didn't have a legacy. Nobody cared. right? But Bungie fanboys are a whole different breed, and they're involved in the Sony ecosystem. I guarantee you Marathon will do fairly well, fairly okay. It's not going to do amazing. It's not going to do Arc Raiders numbers. I don't think it's going to do Arc Raiders numbers, but it absolutely is going to do better than High Guard in terms of monetarily. It might not reach the players of High Guard, but then again, it's not free, so it's not going to. And if it does, that's even more impressive because the game is going to be $40. Right, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think that people are going to try out Marathon and they're not going to like the gameplay loop and they're going to end up leaving because Bungie has a lot of PvE players. So once they go over to Marathon and they realize what an extraction shooter actually is, because for a lot of them, if you look at the comments on Twitter, they're all saying that they'd never played an extraction shooter before. So once they play one and they realize what it is, they're probably going to be turned off by it. Right, so we'll see how that goes, but I think the initial numbers are going to be decent. I really do, and I'll stick by that. Whether people agree with that or not, I'm sticking by it. But regardless, Marathon is their next adventure, and then apparently they still have Fair Games. When's the last time anybody heard of Fair Games? Do you guys remember Fair Games? That game that's basically looked like Payday, but it was like 10 years too late. Where the hell is that game? That game is like completely MIA. And they haven't said whether or not they cancel that game or not. So there's a lot of video games that they're working on that are live service that we have no idea where they are, what's going on with them, but they're relying on these games. They need everything for these games. And unfortunately, it just means that we're going to keep getting more. Every time I see a studio close down that is focused on single player games, I just get more and more annoyed because unfortunately, a lot of these studios are not focused on that. They're focused on making online only games or live service games. And it's just really annoying, man. I miss the days of banger single player titles being the more dominant amount of product. And it's just not the case anymore, especially from Sony. But thankfully, I don't have to rely on these people because indie games are amazing. But still, we will see what ends up happening with this. But I just wanted to let you guys know about this because, again, it's just, I don't agree with this decision. I think this was a really stupid one. And it just adds another studio to the list of closed down studios by Sony because they got more money than they have brains. And they clearly love their live service games just a little bit too much. So that's basically it. All right, let me catch up on supers really quick. What do we got? We got Adair Soto with a 10. So I just finished the game already, Hypno, and I'll tell you right now, the game is okay. But the problem is janky as hell, and the audio is terrible, and their dialogue is terrible. So wait, if the game is bugged as hell, and the audio sucks, and their dialogue sucks, how is the game okay? What the... I think... I don't know. We'll see. Thank you for the 10. Our cuz with the 5 membership. Bang.
Fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Shout out to our cuz. Thank you so much, my man. I appreciate the 5 memberships. We got Alucard with it too. Says the only games lesbian play is Scissorhand. True. Alucard with a 2 says we really need to give Sony back to Japan. Yeah, no, I don't know. Cool. Adair Soto with a 2 says bring back Killzone. Bro, Killzone. You guys know I've talked about Killzone so much. I fucking love Killzone. Killzone is amazing. And if you want to talk about fun FPS single player games, Killzone absolutely is it. Absolutely, man. Killzone had such a fun campaign. It was awesome. Missed that game. That was fun. Melodic Method with a 10 says real life fake wizard made a good video about big corporations running small studios into the dirt by forcing them to make live service games. Yeah. It sucks. And you know what's the other problem, Melodic Method? How, let's say the studio is not making a live service game. What the bigger studio will do is that they will force that studio to add live service elements into their single player game. I'm looking at you, Ubisoft, you pieces of shit, what you did with Assassin's Creed. That's exactly what they would do. So they'll say, no, we're still making single-player games, but then these single-player games will have fucking battle passes or something along... It would be stupid. It'd be stupid. It's like, what are you doing? Oh, pay $10 to unlock the entire map right now. Bro, really? Really? It's crazy. Midnight Mike with a membership. Thank you, Midnight Mike. I appreciate that, my man. Thank you so much for the membership. All right, we're fully caught up. I checked Rumble. We're good on Rumble as well. Guys, we got to get into the waifu battle, man. We are late. We are super late. So here's what I'm going to ask all of you to do, you amazing legends. If you're not going to be watching the waifu battle, number one, I appreciate you for hanging out with us. Number two, if you haven't seen my video about Marathon today, please go check out that video and support it to the best of your ability. I'm posting it right now in chat. If you have not seen it, go support it. Give it a like, long view duration, all that good stuff. Like the video, lick the video. Doesn't matter what you want to do. I appreciate it regardless. And we will see you guys on the next stream, obviously tomorrow, 9 p.m., same time, same place. But we're going to do the waifu battle now and close out the stream. We talked about everything we had planned for today. I hope all you guys had fun. I hope all you guys had a great time nerding out with me about World of Warcraft and reminiscing and all that good stuff. Really, really gay stuff. I appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next one. For those of you staying for the waifu battle, you guys are legend. Let's have a good time. Here we go. All right, guys, waifu battle is here. Now, hey, listen, if you missed the last waifu battle, we have a brand new champion, guys. Poison Ivy finally got felted yesterday. Finally, Poison Ivy got felted yesterday. And ladies and gentlemen, Black Cat is the waifu battle champion. This is probably one of the best champion photos that we've ever had. It's crazy. All right, with all that being said, guys, let's go over the rules of engagement before we bring out the challenger that's going to go up against Black Cat. Rule number one, all super chats during the waifu battle can and will count towards a particular waifu, but the only way that it is going to count is if you put the name of the waifu in the super chat first. You got to put the name first. If you do not put the name of the waifu in the super chat first, then it will not count. It doesn't matter how big they are. If you super chat after the fact that you put the name of the waifu you forgot to put the first time first, then I will make it count. Rule number two, you can vote for any waifu regardless of who's on the screen. It does not matter. You can vote for the champion, who is Black Cat, or you can vote for the challenger, who you're about to find out. It doesn't matter who's on screen at the time. Last but not least, after the second waifu comes off screen, I'm going to do a 30-second countdown. After that 30-second countdown, no more super chats are going to count. It doesn't matter how big they are. The last super chat that shows up on my screen is going to be the one that counts. So please, if you're going to vote, vote early and vote hard, ladies and gentlemen. Do we understand the rules? Look at Denariah, bro. Look at Denariah, bro. Just calling everybody gay. That's insane. All right, guys, listen. So I was thinking about a match that would make sense against Black Cat. I was thinking of a match, and I thought to myself, well, okay, so if our champion is Black Cat, then there's only a couple of obvious choices that we can make that would make for an interesting battle. And I think one of the better ones would be to have a cat-on-cat battle, because who doesn't like that, right? Who doesn't like cats on cat fight? Now, keep in mind, guys, the person who Black Cat was supposed to be fighting looks nothing how she's supposed to look, because the AI didn't give her the blue hair she was supposed to have. But that's okay anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, making a return to the waifu battle is none other than the one and the only legendary Felicia from Darkstalkers. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be Felicia, or is it going to be Black Cat? We got cat on cat battle right now. Let's find out, boys. The names are going to be on the bottom in 2 seconds. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Black Cat versus Felicia. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Boom. Right there. The names are on the bottom. Let's figure it out, boys. Let's figure it out. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Catwoman would have been better because of Marvel versus DC. So you say that. But last time Black Cat was champion, I did make her go up against Catwoman. I wanted to do something a little different this time. So now we're doing Felicia. But who knows? If Black Cat ends up winning, we could probably see the return of that. We got Draconic with a 2 over on Rumble for Felicia right off the bat. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Keep in mind, guys, if you're voting for Felicia, the challenger, you type Felicia. If you're voting for the champion, you type Black Cat. Thank you, Draconic. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. This is a very early chair shot. Very, very early chair shot. Wow. Wow. K-Styles with a $100 Red Boy Hyper Banger for Felicia. Meow, meow, meow. Blondes. Oh my God, dude. They're not both Felicia. Again, I know their names are both Felicia, but if you're voting for Black Cat, you will put Black Cat in the name. If you're voting, if your vote says Felicia, it is going to go to blue hair furry Felicia. Okay, that's where it's going to go. Okay. Thank you, K Styles. I will remember to play your clip, man. Holy shit. Kang with a $4.99 says Black Cat can get this banana cream pie with vanilla wafers and a scoop of ice cream. That is extremely racially motivated, for sure. But I don't blame you. Black Cat can still obviously get it, for sure. Oh my... Bro, what is happening right now? What is... Is this the end? Is that it? Is this the end? Oh my God, this might be the end, boys. This might be the end, boys. Are we calling it already? Is nobody going to try to felt the Felicia fans? Guys, we are at tier 2 now. Because you absolute legends dropping red boys right now in Felicia. We are at tier 2. The ears are already on. Don't yell at me. The ears are on, as you can see. Holy crap. Biolty Wolf with a $100 red boy hyper banger. Says Felicia, Darkstalkers. You know I would do this. Oh, I know. Oh, I know, Biolty Wolf. I know. I absolutely know. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You gotta let me know what clip you want, though. Ali Kusanagi is not giving up. He is not giving up. He is fighting the good fight for a $20 banger for Black Cat. Shout out to the legend Ali Kusanagi, not giving up. I can appreciate that, my man. Good one. Good one. Black Cat is worth it. Torinol with a 2 says Squirrel. Still trolling. Still trolling. Denariah with a 5 says Black Cat. This year's best medieval game might be an all-action lesbian night love story. The Gamer. Okay, I have to have a drink. Journos are at it again. Oh, did they really write that? Did they really write that? Oh, man. That's terrible. That is terrible. These people are so stupid. All right, guys. It is time to bring Felicia off screen. And now it's time to bring out the other one. None other than the legendary Black Cat. Ladies and gentlemen, looking glorious. Let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be Black Cat? Or is it going to be Felicia? Let me know in the super chats. We got Old Man Cad with a 989. Felicia because of cake. Old Man Cad, you're not supposed to be super chatting. What are we doing? Thank you, Old Man Cad. I appreciate that. The 999 for Felicia because he likes cake. He likes cake. Gray the Merchant with $1 says Felicia. This is fun. Also, another studio shut down recently. Midsummer Studios. Super felt it. Never knew them. Motherfuckers give me XCOM games. Otherwise, I'm chilling with StarCraft 2 at home. Thank you. I appreciate that. Draconic with a 2 says Felicia. Very nice. Very nice. Is it ironic that I have catgirl ears on during a battle between two catgirls? There's got to be a level. There's got to be like a level of irony there, right? Exactly, creepier. There's got to be a level of irony there for sure. Right now, this is not a close battle. Needless to say, Felicia is completely destroying Black Cat. It is not even close. I was hoping that somebody would come in and save the day for Black Cat because everybody likes Black Cat, but I guess that's not happening. That's not happening. Oh boy. Oh boy. There's still time though. You never know. You never know. Ali Kusanagi was not giving up, man. He was not giving up. We got Midnight Mike with a 10, says Black Cat to prevent the ban. Thank you, Midnight Mike. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. At least helping her out to the best of his ability. Thank you, sir. That means a lot to Black Cat. She's glorious. Old Man Cat is trying to say Akin has Asians? No. No. He's trying to co-opt other people's red boys for Asians. You better not send me a red boy. I don't want to get yelled at. Don't send me a red boy. Guys, what are we doing, man? Are we saving Black Cat or she felted? That's it. Is she done? Is she done? Is she felted? I mean, she looks really good felted. I'm not gonna lie to you. But is she felted? Damn, bro. She can't go out like this, man. Not Black Cat. Not Black Cat, man. Damn. She might be felted. For sure. Do I have that Gyaru clip yet? No. I do not. I teased you earlier. No, I didn't. I was just muted. And I pressed the clip quickly so that it wasn't just dead air. Hypnotic Goonin. I mean, guys, look at the picture. The felting has started. It's been happening already. This is ugly. I mean, at least she's not getting banned, so that's nice. But still, like it's a little ugly. This hurts. So far, she's got about $35. Oh man. Oh my god, this is not even close. Bro, Black Cat needs like a $300 Red Boy Hyper Banger, and even then, it might be questionable because Felicia might get some chair shots. I don't know. This is rough. This is rough, boys. This is rough. All right, well, we're about to find out. We're about to find out. Let's bring Black Cat off the screen. And we're going to wait a couple of seconds for Rumble because Rumble's always lagging. Rumble, you're lagging. Lag. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. We're waiting, and that's it.
Waifu Battle belt is mine!
Oh my god, bro.
Holy shit.
Oh my god. The last super chat that's going to count is Biotee Wolf with a dirty 20 right at the end for Felicia. Call me what you will. Hints cat girl, nun, singer, dancer, fighter. Yeah, I will take it all for her. Asians. Oh, wow. Biotee Wolf is giving Asians to Old Man Cat. That's crazy. That's crazy. Look at this guy, man. Gray the Merchant with $1 voted for Harambe. Just so you guys are aware. He says, overall, a great day working and getting through the day. These studios need to learn the important lesson. Make the game fun for gamers and kick out real-life politics. Shit. I agree, but I can't believe you voted for Harambe. You know Harambe took the money shot earlier? It's crazy, bro. Biotee Wolf, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's play some clips, K-style. Well, actually, hold on. The numbers are already in. Damn, man. That was so fast. You didn't give me time to put the belt on. No, we're not doing that. Hold on. Clips, because I got to put the belt on her. That was too fast, man. T-Jap is like some Asian accountant. It's crazy. All right, blondes. Let's make it happen.
Oh my god. It's a fucking red boy hyper banger.
We fucking love Red Boy Hyperbangers. Thank you, Bigot Army. Oh my god, it's a Red Boy Hyperbanger.
Shout out to K Styles and BioT Wolf for the 2 Red Boy Hyper Bangers. I appreciate that, my man. Let's go over the numbers now and look at the Feltoning because my God, is it bad. Holy shit. Holy shit. We got, we got Felicia at $234.99 against Black Cat at $34.05. Which means the winner and the new Waifu Battle champion is none other than the one and the only Felicia. Ladies and gentlemen, crazy, bro. What a showing. What a showing. Let's do it one more time, ladies and gentlemen. One more time. I don't think there's a lot of coping and seething on this one, but we're going to play it anyway.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
And that's going to be it for the Waifu Battle, ladies and gentlemen. Felicia's going to go backstage where she will face off against another waifu tomorrow, 9 p.m. Hypnocast. Do not miss it. Every day, 6 days a week. 7th being SNH, obviously on Saturday. Do not miss it, boys. We're going to have a great time. All right, guys, listen. Wow. I can't believe she got felted. I can't believe. Sonia says her mom is singing the Coping and Seething song right now. Good. It's a good song. Mom should be singing it. All right, guys, listen. Thank you so much for the insane support today. I appreciate it sincerely. Shout out to everybody who liked the stream, comment, to spam the chat, super chat, gift the memberships, gift the games, everything. I appreciate you. And shout out to the Hypno Mods for doing what they do every single day. Appreciate you as well. No game stream today, but there should be a game stream tomorrow. Tomorrow we should be able to go back to game streams, especially at night. There may not be a Griffcast at 5 p.m., but there should be a Griffcast after dark tomorrow night. So thank you guys so much for the insane support. I appreciate it, and I will see every single one of you on the next one. Until then, you guys already know, man. Go be Bigots, go be Gooners, and stay to the end for the raid. Stay to the end for the raid. Bye.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you can. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Her dog or her cat was named Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Suck it in, Jones. Put a ticket in, make her lady gay. Fuck baby gay, put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a chicken in it we eat and make her fucking gay. Fucking pronouns! Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day California shit! 'Cause that's all we fucking know! 'Cause we're boring! We're so fucking boring! Twitter hole! Twitter hole! Get it right! At the touch of the black man, I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life.